So just a quick heads up for this episode, there were a lot of pauses because me and Rosella were trying to figure out where and how and when to get where we're going, and I'm just too lazy to go back and edit everything. So just bear with me. And we're here live with your guys' favorite podcast guest, Rosella Perez-Marquez.
Wait, do I put it here?
She still hasn't changed her name, yeah. It's been 6 years, ladies and gentlemen. She still hasn't changed her name. I don't know if that's saying more. I don't know if that's saying more about her or about me or about our relationship.
I like my last name.
I don't know. I think she's trying to carry on the family lineage because there's no other sons in the family, so she really loves her dad, so I get it. She's a good guy. Alright, we're driving through some windy ass hills. Yeah, I guess they're hills in
a mountain,
baby mountain in New Zealand. We just I can't say that. We just left Akaroa, New Zealand, which is like
really pretty.
It's a really small, like little harbor town on the west coast. I guess like around the west coast, maybe a little northwest coast of the southern island, New Zealand. And this episode's been a long time coming, man. It's been 6 months. By the time I put this out, it'll be like literally like 6 months exactly. We left San Diego on June 18th. And
what's today's date?
Today's the 10th, so I'll probably put it a week from now, so probably the 17th or 18th.
That's crazy.
If you're listening to this. So it's been 6 months since we left San Diego, and this is another one of those episodes, like no intro, no music, no outro, nothing more than just me and Rosella driving and talking about the trip so far and like where we've been and come from, not only physically but mentally and psychologically in the past 6 months. So might be entertaining, maybe not. You have to listen to find out.
Or not.
Or no, you have to listen. No, listen to her. And then I'm going the right way, so.
Sure. How do I know?
I don't know. Well, it'll still record, like, even if it's not.
Can you take that part out?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you're gonna keep going for 35 kilometers.
Alright, so right now we're driving to Christchurch. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how you write it. And I'm gonna go see if I get some Maori tattoo. The bone and toe or bone and hammer. I don't know how they do it, but
It looks scary.
yeah, this is supposed to be painful. But I'm kind of a manly man, so it shouldn't be no problem.
You should see him in his, what is it, base layer turtleneck.
Alright guys, if you don't know, you gotta have a base layer. When it's cold outside.
When they say New Zealand is summertime, we should have done our research because it's effing cold.
Yeah, New Zealand is...
It's like Iceland summertime.
Yeah, it's freaking, what, like maybe in the 60s?
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah,
I literally never Googled New Zealand or anything about New Zealand, like, to this day. Like, we just came. I have no idea what there is here. But it's beautiful, so.
Yeah, she kind of gave up on planning after the Philippines. Or researching.
And that was our first stop.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to Rosella about the travel life so far. Like last week we put up the episode with Brianna and Jordan. They took out, if y'all listen to that, then they took on like a similar trip, a little shorter trip, 3 months overseas.
You're going home today?
Are you going home today?
Today or yesterday?
Oh damn, good for them. Bye guys. But same thing, they quit their jobs, like steady jobs. They probably make more money than us, sounds like. Sold houses, sold cars, did everything, and just kind of took off for a few months. And then it was just cool hearing that story from someone else.
Yeah.
But now I want to get into like our take on the whole trip thing, just our experiences. So, but first off, let's recap to where we started off to where we're at now. All right, Rosella, break it down. We just, like I said, it's been 6 months ago. We left San Diego, June 18th.
We left San Diego. Yeah. We were doing what we're doing now, road tripping. We drove to Ohio to see my sister for the summer.
Where did we drive in the States?
Oh, I don't know. Crater Lake. My favorite place. Crater Lake. Where else did we go? We went to Yosemite. We went to Mount Rushmore.
So we pretty much went all the way much went all the way up the West Coast, and then
We went to Canada for 2 seconds.
Yeah, went to Canada, went to Vancouver for like literally like 3 hours.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And then came back across, and then we started heading east through like the, I don't even know what you call that. It's not Pacific Northwest, but like Montana, Wyoming.
It's a very pretty drive.
Yeah, it was amazing drive.
We hung out with my sister and her fam, which was amazing.
That was alright.
Oh, okay. That's all he says every day he wants to go back.
Time out. I literally never drank or maybe ate, but not that delicious food. But I've never drank so much in my life. Like it was literally, I think that whole summer.
We drank every day,
Yeah.
which was pretty great. I have a new favorite drink, Firefly. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah. My liver is still like recovering from those 3 months.
I was talking to my sister yesterday, and she said that they haven't been drunk since we left, and they have a whole rack of wine, which is unheard of. Anyways, we had a great time there. Went to Maine for the Mud Bowl.
Yeah, shout out to Craig.
Which was really fun. Did some camping there.
Then came down to like a little East Coast trip.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Went to New York with Matt, which was cool. Did that stuff. Went back home. The Lopeses decided to come visit, which was great. Hung out with them. They were going to Greece a week later or something like that, like 10 days later.
Yeah.
And my sister's like, why don't you guys go with them? We're like, I don't know, it's their trip.
Side note, this was the most hammered I had been. Like of all the drunken nights, like this is literally like the
He
most
got
hammered
Steve,
I've been.
guys.
Yeah,
He got Steve.
I got Steve. Steve was there like 2 days, and he managed to get me like blackout drunk. I don't know how he does it.
It was pretty great. I don't know what happened. Ended up buying Greece tickets. So we went to Greece with the Lopeses in September? No.
Yeah, like the first week of September, something like that.
Yeah.
Or second week, September 10th.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
September 10th, I think.
It was literally, we got back like a day before we
Then we got back to Ohio, and then a day later we had to drive back to New York and head out to the Philippines. And my parents came to drop us off, so that was nice. So then, wait, what do you want me to do? Go through all the places?
Yeah, but we'll stop right there just to like we'll recap on that, because I mean we go through it real quick, but it was like it's so much more we can dive into.
I feel like you can talk about each place for 2 hours.
100%. Well, let's start off like let's talk about the road trip. Like how'd you like that? Like we took off and we're freaking. I get the chicken pox.
Day one.
Day one, I contracted chicken pox from some dirty kid. I don't know what.
We were at Universal Studios, and he got every kid there sick for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Some kids have died because of me for sure. I heard being at Universal that day.
That's not funny.
They have a plot. Brannick's birthday kids plot.
You're an idiot. I liked the road trip. I really enjoyed it. It was fun.
It was like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks.
Like that.
We didn't really know what we were doing.
Pretty much the story of the whole trip.
Well, yeah, but as far as road tripping, like, we slept in the car, like, every night, except one night.
And it was the nights we stayed, like, with
Oh, and the
with
nights we
Nate
stayed with people, like my cousin and
Slo-
our friends Lily
Slow.
and me and Slow. Those were 3 places, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had friends in 3 different places.
So that helped
to
out.
sleep and shower. But when we weren't with them, we slept in the car and found... How did we shower?
Let's just say we didn't shower.
We did, though.
Let's go ahead.
I think we found, like, public showers or, like, Starbucks sink. I showered in a
Starbucks sink. There you go.
Anyway, until, like, we were almost there and I was dying. I was like, we're getting a hotel room. I don't care how much it costs. Like,
It was literally the day before we got to your sister.
I know, I'm really disappointed in myself, but at the moment,
Yeah.
I was dying. I don't know where we were, but
Indiana, I think.
we stopped at some hotel and it was, like, the best shower of my life, the best bed I've ever felt.
Went to Applebee's. It was a good day.
Yeah, that was fun. But road tripping was a lot of fun. But yeah, I wish we would have been a little more prepared.
Like what? Like what you...
Like
for a
even
future
like
road
on
trip like we're
this
talking about,
road
like
trip
what?
that we're doing now from doing our first, not like we're prepared at all, but we bought a tent and we bought some sleeping bags and blankets. So it's been nice to be able to camp,
Mm-hmm.
even though we don't know what we're doing still. Like, you see everybody else and you're like, they have a whole
Everybody's
stove and a
everybody's got full
grill.
kitchen setups.
And chairs.
Yeah.
I think for me, I want to do more of the camping at home.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it, and I can imagine I would enjoy it even more if I was prepared.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that might be on my bucket list to do it when I get home. But anyways, yeah, just like things like that, like having a tent or some sleeping bags, or I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm very low maintenance, I think. So just
I need like a
having that.
like a hot water thing, just like make like
Coffee.
coffee.
Yeah. That.
What was your favorite part of the road trip?
Like places we saw.
Yeah.
I really liked Crater Lake.
What is it? People don't know. I mean,
I don't know what it is. It's a crater with a lake in it. It used to be like a volcano or something, right?
something like that.
It's
But
in
yeah, it was
Oregon.
beautiful. Yeah, it's like at the southern point of Oregon.
Like, I had seen it on Pinterest. Like, all my planning, like before the trip, was mostly all Pinterest blogs and all this stuff. So you just kind of like the way I did it was like, what did most people write about the same thing? Not just like going off one person, but like, okay, like a lot of people wrote about Crater Lake, so it must be something nice. So then you look it up.
I don't know what it is, but
yeah,
it's something.
so then you look it up and you're like, you see the Pinterest pictures and you're like, oh, that's so pretty. Okay, I want to go there. But I didn't really research much besides pictures. So once we got there, I was like, oh, it's like a whole thing. Like, you can stay there for like days, and, like camp. And
Yeah, but it does mean like you pull off the side of the road. Like,
yeah,
oh,
we
look
thought
at
you were just
this
gonna
lake.
look out and see it and like take a picture. But no, it's like hikes and camping, and there's like lodges and restaurants in there, and it's so pretty. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I would like to go back and spend like a few days there.
Yeah.
That was really nice. That's where you went in the water, right?
Yeah. Oh God, it was
And it was
so cold.
freezing. Well, I didn't go in the water, but
I immediately, as I got in, I immediately got a.
we have a video, and you do
yeah.
look a little bit
I
scared.
feel like my body went completely numb, like, since I touched the water. I thought like it was gonna cure the chicken pox or something. It was like special water. They told me it was holy water, and they lied. They lied.
Oh man. What else did I enjoy?
That
I like the
bomb-ass pizza in Montana.
Best pizza in the world. No wait, what was it? The Redwoods?
Oh yeah, that was
Driving
nice.
through there was nice. That's when you were still super sick.
Yeah, I couldn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it until like,
I drove that. That was scary.
yeah, probably not until we got to Oregon. Like I was maybe feeling a little better.
Yeah. What else did I enjoy? I mean, the drive was just pretty.
Yeah.
Like, everywhere you looked was pretty. It's a little hot here. What did you enjoy?
I enjoyed my conference in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't enjoy like the first week, probably. I really like Seattle, now that I think about it.
Yeah, that was
We were
fun,
just
too.
like what, like a day?
And we didn't even, I mean, we hung out with our friends. We didn't do anything touristy.
Yeah,
But that was nice. We went to the lake.
I just felt like I told Janelle, and like I just felt like I got a good vibe from there. I was happy,
Yeah.
but then again, I hear that freaking 99% of the time it's gloomy and rainy, so I don't know. We just caught.
But we
like
got
a
the
day
nice
away,
summer
yeah.
day.
So that was really nice. Yeah, all of Oregon, all of Washington. I mean, probably Oregon more, but just like the drive and every little small towns like the Eugene. I just like it, man. I like it.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
All right, so we get Chicago. That pizza was bomb.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Giordano.
Giordano's. Shout out to Daniela.
Shout out to Ellen. And then we what we didn't talk about is we almost didn't even make it to your sister's house. Like we got a flat tire from Chicago to.
Chicago, like, I wanted to go to that bean again, like a picture thing.
We didn't do anything.
We didn't do it. We ate pizza, and we were just so close to my sister's house that we were like, let's just go. Let's just get there and be there.
Yeah, we were done.
And I took a little nap, and I woke up, and I was like, oh, we're almost there. And Armando's like, we have a flat tire. And, like, we were literally driving on, like, a flat, because we were so close to her house.
Yeah, I was watching the tire pressure monitor gauge thing on my dashboard for like the last 2 hours.
no clue this was happening.
Yeah, she was asleep pretty much the whole time. She got off like literally on the exit to her sister's house. And we were, for people who know, like, we should average around like 30, 35, like, PSI per tire for a normal car.
We were like 9.
We were at 9. We were just rolling. I was like, gotta make it. So we pulled into the driveway.
We literally made it. And then
we were on a rim, essentially.
But it didn't matter because we were home.
Yeah, we were home. So I was like, I'll worry about that in the morning. So the next day, went to Walmart, brand new set of tires. It's a quick $400 in the hole already. to travel fund. But it was whatever. Her parents had to drive it back, so it was like I wasn't going to not
give
the same
the
situation.
Tires.
Yeah.
I just remember we should have paid that ticket when we were at Wi-Fi. Anyway,
so we get to your sister's house. Like, we were a little scared, like, because we didn't. When's the last time? You're alright. You're worried about me getting along with your sister, to be exact.
I was a little worried about that because Daniela has a strong personality, and Armando
very spiteful. I don't
likes
know how you
to
describe
egg
it.
things on, like, for no reason. Like, you can just disagree and be like, oh, I don't agree, that's fine. But no, he's gonna argue it to the death. And I feel like
It's so funny because I don't see myself like that.
You are.
Like, but I don't feel like I have a strong personality. Like, Daniela will always win any argument.
Yeah, but you're not gonna let down. You're not gonna give up. You're gonna keep going when you're like, you're not gonna win, just stop. You know?
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, there's no reason for the argument when you both aren't gonna agree with each other.
Yeah.
No matter what you say.
Yeah, you see, like, I feel like I'm so much more passive than get walked over.
No.
I mean, that's good.
You're stubborn.
Good.
Anyways, so I was a little nervous about that. But it was great. They got along great.
Yeah, I mean,
Andy is awesome, and they got along really good.
I had met them like twice before in my life.
You met him at our wedding,
Like,
and I think you met him once before that.
Yeah, when they went to take family pictures or whatever.
Oh yeah. You probably met her like 2 or 3 times. But like, it's like vacation. They go to San Diego to visit, so they're doing a million
things. Like, we
things.
knew nothing about each other.
Yeah.
Right, pretty much.
Yeah. And when I've come to visit them, he hasn't come with me. I came by myself.
Yeah.
At Christmas, like twice or 3 times. So I was nervous about that. But then I was super excited to like see Shar.
Yeah.
And I remember when like the next morning, because we got there like 3 in the morning, so we went straight to bed. And the next morning when I heard them, I went outside.
Super boring. I just always check it periodically.
How do you know?
Open it up, and then just save it until like the time's still running.
Yeah. I opened the door and Shar was out there, and she had told her mom that she was a little bit shy because I hadn't seen Shar since she was like 2, so she doesn't remember. I mean, FaceTime and pictures, but it's different.
Never seen her.
So when she came out in her little cute little pajamas, she like came out and gave me a big hug, and it was just like, oh, she's here.
Guys, this child is amazing. She's a little asshole, but she has the charisma. She is by far way more charismatic and like articulate than I could ever be.
She's
like
hilarious.
At age, what is she, 5?
She just turned 5.
Yeah.
She's a funny kid. She's super smart.
Yeah, super smart, super funny.
She's a handful.
She's a freaking like grown man, pretty much. But yeah, it was a great time. Like, I hate all kids, but we managed to get along. So
She
we
liked
didn't
her
kill each other.
Yolanda.
Yeah.
She thought he was so silly. She wondered why he would be in the backyard naked doing yoga.
This is one time.
So yeah, that was being in Ohio was really fun. It's a cute little town. And
Yeah, tiny little town. Big, much love to Danielle and Andy for letting us in. Like, when me and Andy would do like evening liquor runs because we ran out of all the alcohol, so we'd go freaking like at 8 before the store closed to pick up more liquor and snacks or whatever the heck.
you guys always pick shitty snacks.
Yeah. And we would have like sentimental drunken conversations, and like one of the things I always remember like bringing up every time was just like being so grateful and thankful for them essentially letting like a stranger and a half like stay at their
I am not a stranger.
one stranger stay in their house for free.
And then they let Yvonne and Steve stay.
Yeah,
That was
those
super
are
nice.
friends,
And they got
yeah.
along really good too.
Yeah, just being so welcoming and yeah, like I can't put into both born and raised in like San Diego, but or TJ/TJ.
Yeah.
But they're like the most. Yeah, I mean, what you imagine as a white family in Ohio, I mean, that's them.
With a little flair, then Andy brings a little flair,
yeah,
and Andy's got some great dance moves.
Yeah, talking about our cranium nights.
Oh yeah, I don't know who out there's played Cranium, but if you haven't, you need to. We had Cranium nights very often, like every other night. And they pretty much kicked our booties, but it gets very competitive, and we just end up getting drunk, and then all of a sudden Daniela sneaks away to the kitchen and comes back with platters of deliciousness, just brie and I don't know, cheese platters with veggie, or not even veggies, fruit, and I don't know, it's just the best part of Cranium night.
Yeah, man, we got fat. We got fat over that summer, boy.
So good.
Worth it.
Totally, I'd do it again right now.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back.
Yeah.
We spent, alright, so we did 3 months there. You know, like I said, in between we did like a couple little trips. Nothing too crazy. Then we went to Greece, and that was like a freaking, it was just a random trip that we added on before the trip, which is a great time, and we did a little podcast about that.
We love hanging out with the Lopeses.
Yeah, anytime we get to hang out with Steven and Bob is amazing, so we get to do that overseas, so, I mean, yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And we were gonna turn down like another trip just for the list, I guess, or whatever, just for another experience. I mean, we got time and money. I was like, why not?
And we did it like we didn't really think about it. Like you just do it, and then you're like, oh, I really bought those tickets.
Yeah, and once again, I gotta give props to them for letting us literally crash on their hotel floors.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, I slept in the bed with them. It's a little weird.
So we had to maneuver that, but it did save us a lot of money and allowed us to experience that with them for a cheaper price. So it was a great time. We don't take that for granted.
We're the best.
All right, so we get through the summer. We had 3 months there. Sad to leave. Like, what were you feeling before? Like, during the summer, we probably didn't even think. We thought a little bit about the trip, but it's still
it seems so far away.
Yeah, it seems so pie in the sky still. But like once it started getting closer, like a week, 2 weeks, like freaking all right.
Once we went to Greece, and when we were heading back, I was like, crap.
Like driving back from New York.
Yeah, like we're leaving tomorrow. Like we had one day at Daniela's before we had to get in the car and drive back to New York again and get back on an airplane.
Yeah. Which is what, like 6-hour drive, 7-hour drive?
Yeah, something
stops
like that.
and stuff.
So it was exciting because my parents were at my sisters, except my mom was super sick, so she didn't even hang out the first day. She was locked in her room. But it was fun to see my parents because it had been a few months since I've seen them. But then it was like, crap, like this is really happening. I was more a little excited though, like I wasn't really nervous.
I got nervous, man.
I get nervous when you get nervous, because then I'm like, am I supposed to be nervous? Is there something to be nervous about?
Yeah, and I get that, and I understand that, or I'm aware of that, so it's like I try not to be nervous, but it's like I can't.
I know.
But then it's like I have no one to pour into, to dump off my crap on.
I think, like, if nerves for anything were just, like, normal, like, oh crap, I'm getting on an airplane, I always get a little bit nervous, like, getting on an airplane. And
I don't even think about it.
I know you're asleep before we take off, and I'm freaking out at takeoff. But then also, like, okay, we're gonna get there, and what are we gonna do?
Yeah, what now?
How are we getting anywhere?
Yeah. As soon as we
because again,
down.
we are not, like, we had an idea of the places we wanted to go, but we didn't really look at how are we gonna get there,
and by like not really, I mean not at all.
Yeah, not really, meaning not at all. Like we're just gonna get there and like, oh well, if there's a cab, we take a cab. If we gotta walk, we gotta walk.
They got Uber here.
Yeah. But
we've done a lot of walking.
We've done a lot of walking.
Some by choice and some just save some cash.
Yeah.
I really like walking. Bless you. What? Oh, before we even get to like talking about the Philippines, like what kind of prep did we do? Like I said, we didn't plan too much, but what kind of prep did we do? Like as far as stuff you wanted to pack, the things that you did look up for the Philippines.
Well, I did a lot of researching of like
said this
that
was like Pinterest,
specifically.
right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of blogs about girls like this is what I pack for a year, and they lay out like every single article of clothing. And that was my plan. But okay, first it was hard because I had to pack from San Diego, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna spend a whole summer in Ohio, so I'm gonna take a lot more clothes than what I'm actually gonna take on like once we leave for the Philippines trip. So then I had all that, and then of course I hadn't packed until I got back from Greece, which was one day before. And then I went shopping with Daniela to buy things I didn't need. And she picked up a bunch of this cute clothes, so I was like, oh yeah, I need all of that. And then that's what I packed. And now I feel like I realized, like, yeah, it was super cute, but I didn't need cute. I needed like solid t-shirts. Yeah, like just a bunch of solids, like t-shirts.
Something at B&M Street.
Like a black shirt, a blue shirt, a red shirt. Like, I don't care if it's the same exact shirt, just different colors.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
I packed, like, leaving San Diego, even I packed with the thought, like, okay, like, this is just what I'm going to have for the year.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I cut down on some of the stuff that I took initially.
We lost some stuff.
And then my mom actually came through and bought me some, like just solid shirts, these cargo pants. I'm all about cargo pants now, by the way. Give me all the activities, all the pockets. But, yeah, I was, as far as my packing, like, when I usually travel anyways for like a weekend or a week, like I just take my backpack, so I kind of had an idea. It's like it's just gonna be that on a bigger scale as far as like, okay, like I have to do laundry. So it didn't seem that crazy to me, but still, like wasn't sure.
Yeah. So, what's the question?
Just what other, is there any kind of other prep that we did that she did?
Oh, prep. Researching that, and then like as far as doctors go, like we needed the typhoid. I don't know if we needed it, but it was recommended. The typhoid, which we did. Malaria pills, which we started off strong, and then haven't taken them since like Japan.
Yeah.
No, we took a few in Thailand. I don't know if it even works if you stop it.
It's like birth control.
Yeah. So those were the two main things. And then, we got other pills and stuff just in case, but...
What about the places to see, like in the Philippines, or, I don't know if you like even like them Japan or Thailand, because they're further away?
I really researched Japan. Philippines. Like, I had it planned out, and we pretty much hit everything.
We did like a skeleton plan, I remember that. We actually got down to it and wrote it down.
Yeah, and like, these are the places I wanted to see, and these were all things I had seen on Pinterest, and like, what most people enjoyed and saw and were pretty, and that I thought we would enjoy. And then Japan, all I really wanted to do was go to Disneyland.
Yeah, Japan was like my thing.
And then Thailand, I didn't even look into it. And here we are in New Zealand 6 months later, and I never even Googled New Zealand.
Heard New Zealand?
I heard of it, I just didn't know what there was or what it looked like, or that it would be effing cold right now.
So we're getting off at the airport in New York. Your parents drop us off. You say your byes. Like, what are you thinking? Has the nerves hit you yet? As far as like, oh god, we're gonna be away for a long time, or it's
I wasn't nervous. I was
excited.
I was excited, and I was like sad that I was leaving.
Yeah.
Like, cause then my mom started crying, and then I started crying. And I'm gonna cry right now just thinking about it. But it was just like sad. Like, oh gosh, I'm leaving. Like, I'm not gonna see my parents for a long time. Not that long, but to me it's long.
Yeah.
I haven't ever gone anything close to this long without seeing my parents.
Yeah, we're both pretty close to our parents, so that's like probably the most part.
So that was just mostly like kind of sad. Super excited, but sad.
And then when we finally did get to the Philippines, like I don't know about for you, but like I told you before, like it really hit me. It's like once we got to like our room and everything was settled, I was like, oh god, like what do we do now? Like I was literally scared to leave. Yeah, I'm about to get robbed out here. And we're in like a super nice place, like upscale, higher income place, but it's still like maybe it's just.
We had to pay like $20 for that place.
Yeah. There's like the fear of the unknown and all that stuff. I don't know what it was, but were you that was like a harsh realization that I come to with myself. And then like it was like a big ego check. Like, no, you're not like this very highly aware and just a culturally sensitive person. Like, you're just another scared American traveler.
Yeah.
Like, away from home. And like I said, like that was a hard shot to my ego, but I mean, just something that I've come to terms with and owned it. So I was like, I don't mind doing the touristy stuff. Like, I fell in love with like doing the different kind of tours and stuff, you know, in any given place. And I realized like tours are like touristy things are touristy because they're
Cool.
most of them are cool things to do. Some things can be weak and like like the boho tour, things like that.
Yeah.
It's like they're just, I mean, they get some money, it's a cheap little thing, which is, I mean, it helps their economy, but whatever. It wasn't like worth my time or money, which I wish I could have done something else.
Yeah. Same.
But still, it's like you roll the dice with that. But a lot of the times, like, they're great experience, like the whale sharks or the canyoneering or things like that. It's like, oh yeah, like even though like a million people have done this, and it's like the top.
Like, I see why a million things do it.
Yeah, so
a million people do it.
I never understood that beforehand. Like I said, like I always wanted to do like the different thing. But now it's like I kind of found a better. I still haven't worked it all out, but it's like I found a better balance of it.
Yeah, I think I agree with that because like I did want to do like the pictures I saw. Like I want to see that like for myself, not just in a picture. But then also it was like, okay, we'll go there, we'll do our picture, or I'll go see this, what it actually looks like, because it always looks different than Pinterest. And then do, like you said, like hang out with the locals. But then I remembered we're not social. Like in my mind, like I was gonna be like this person that just like talk to people, even though I'm not like that. Like I don't know why in my mind I thought I would all of a sudden be that person, because I'm not that person. Like at home I don't.
Just hoping to be that person.
I guess I just in my mind this is what was gonna happen. Like we're gonna go to like a bar or a restaurant and we were gonna meet all kinds of people like from all over the world and be friends forever.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Yeah, no.
You know, like we met a handful of people, and it's so funny because they're all from the U.S.
Yeah.
Like literally, like anybody that we met or that
for
like
the most part.
I have on social media that I actually got their name and info.
Yeah.
They're American.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, which is great. It's cool, but it was still like in my mind, it was a whole different thing happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Which like sometimes I'm like bummed, like, oh man, I want to start over and like be that person, like just go out of my comfort zone and just do it. But then at the same time I'm like, why do I have to be that person? Like why can't I just enjoy how I am and enjoy it? I think different personalities enjoy a place differently. If that makes sense.
For sure.
So I don't know, that was one thing in my mind too. Like I'm just gonna make all kinds of friends and get invited to this Filipino's house, and they're gonna make me delicious food.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
It's hard because you don't want to fall into that the cliche millennial traveler like little demographic. But I mean that's what we are.
Yeah.
That's literally what we are. Like,
and I almost feel like you need to like, I know this is like crazy to even think about, but like to do the same trip a second time, because then okay, you've done all the touristy things, what are you gonna do now? Like you've got to find things to do. Or like then you really got to get out of your comfort zone. Like okay, I've seen what the touristy things are, like what do the people here do? So
I mean, to be honest, I mean a lot of times a lot of these places like people don't do much.
I know.
Like, there's not much to do. Like you literally like work day to day. I mean, like anywhere else in the world,
true.
just you have your routines, like little things. Like I don't know what we expect. I mean, like I feel like there's two like very like picturesque images that people sell and travel. Like it's either like it says like the down nitty to the Philippines, like I was scared. I was like, oh, like damn, like what do we get into? Like what are we doing?
And neither of us know exactly why we were at the Philippines. Like he thought I wanted to go, and I thought he wanted to go. I don't know how that happened.
But in retrospect, it was a great time.
Oh, I love the Philippines. It's probably one of my top places.
Break down what we did in the Philippines, like just where we went, the things you like, things that.
We flew into Manila and we hung out there for a couple of days and did nothing.
Literally nothing.
We went to the aquarium actually,
No, that was on the last day before we went up to.
Then we went
mountains.
to Banawe, right?
Yeah, it's just like a mountain.
It was like a 10-hour bus drive, but it was beautiful. It's like up in the hills, mountains.
Like northern Luzon, which is like the main Philippine island.
And it takes you to the rice terraces, and we stayed on this. What do they call it? Stilt hut.
Yeah, it was just like a.
Like you go up this ladder to go in your hut. They have like mattresses on the floor.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It
was so pretty.
Just overlooking like the whole canyon. And
We were there for 2 nights, right?
I think so.
2 or 3 nights.
Food was amazing.
Food was. It was like home cooked meals. This girl, made the best adobo I've ever had. It was so good.
The vegetable curry.
Vegetable curry. And they made these rice cookies. Man, I wish we would have bought a whole box.
Took them all.
They were so good. And then we did like we hired some man to take us through the rice terraces, and we walked over to some hot springs, and it was really, really, really pretty. There's nothing to do though. Like there's no Wi-Fi, there's no TV, there's nothing.
The guide was really cool though. He was very knowledgeable.
Spanish
was
really nice.
Spanish and English was good, so he's just able to communicate with us like a little bit about the background and like just about everything.
It was cool to talk to him.
Yeah.
Elvis was our driver.
They do all the cocaine up there.
Yeah, they really do, but it's not cocaine.
No, it's like some kind of coca leaf, which I assume is the same thing or relative to the coca leaf you find down
and
South
their
America.
Mouth is like red.
Yeah, so you just chew it, and I assume it acts like it's the same thing, like just like a.
He's like, it's called coca. We're like,
I was like, heard of that? But it was, and I assume it's the same thing. Like people working all day, all night, or whatever it looks like. But you just
there was like this 100-year-old woman who was like, what do you call it? Like in the
knee deep in the little patty thing or
rice patty thing, and she was pulling out weeds, and her mouth was all red, and she was just like, hi, like she was just like, I don't know.
It seems like nicotine or like a baby dose of coke, to where it's just like it's a stimulant and it's like a hunger depressant, but I mean it's not crazy like you're doing heavy narcotics. It's like caffeine, I would assume.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
Smoking.
Oh yeah, I hear you. We got some of that. We got some of that in Mexico too.
So we did that, which was really nice. Then we went back to Manila. Then I don't know where we went next.
Did we go to Manila?
Did we? Yeah, we
did. You're right.
But then where did we go?
We saw Venom. Let's talk about our experiences in Filipino movie theaters. We saw 2 movies in the Philippines.
We saw Venom and what?
A Star is Born.
A Star is Born, which was really good. So we go to the movie theater. It's like $1.50, and you bring in these delicious snacks like donuts.
You pretty much bring in anything you want, apparently.
Yeah, you can bring in any food you want.
Yeah.
But anyways, we had our whole freaking backpacks.
Yeah.
And then the previews start, and then their national anthem starts. So we're like, oh, and we're kind of in people are behind us. There's nobody in front of us. And then we look back, and they're all standing singing the national anthem. And we look like douchebags, and I don't know why it was so funny to me. It was like when you're in class and you're not supposed to laugh. I lost it.
She was gonna lose it. I couldn't even look at her because she was freaking. I've never seen her like this, but she was just about to burst out laughing.
It was like
the whole country.
If you know me and Serena, it was one of those moments. I don't know. It was bad. So I was embarrassed that I didn't know what we were supposed to do. If we're supposed to get up, but we're not from the Philippines,
and by the time we thought about it, it's too late now. We look like douchebags if we set up now.
Yeah. So I think it's one of those moments you had to be there, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Apparently, they do the national anthem before a movie.
And then there are 38 previews about anti-piracy and how you will go to jail and die. You will get raped if you pirate movies.
And they come in and check. They're coming in and out at all times to check if anybody's recording. I was a little scared to even take my phone out for anything.
I didn't want to Instagram anything. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Not getting me.
But that was fun. The malls are great there.
Yeah. The mall.
It's air conditioned, so it was really hot.
Plus. Then we headed on over to Cebu, right?
Maybe.
From Manila, we flew over to Cebu City.
We went to Cebu.
That's where they had like a little market place. That was bomb.
I don't remember.
Where we had the lechon, like the little farmer's market across the street. Oh yeah, we almost died.
I felt like I was gonna die, guys, so I didn't eat for like 3 days.
You know, Rosella, that's a lot.
That's a lot. And I only drink water.
Yeah.
That, if you know me, you know I must have been real sick. But it looked delicious. And the market was awesome. Then we went to Bohol.
Which is just like a tiny island.
Okay, on Pinterest, it was like this super cool place to go.
I believed it.
I believed it. And then the Airbnb that we got was like 2-minute walk from the beach.
But we had a run to catch the ferry.
Oh, so we almost missed our ferry, which was that was the first stressful, one of the first stressful moments, because we literally almost missed our ferry. We were running with our backpacks. It was super, super hot. I was just over it, like, just let it leave us.
Just going without me.
Just going without me.
I'll meet you over there.
But we made it. Bohol. Meh. We did the whole tour of, like, I don't know, the top places to go. Chocolate Hills.
And it was cool and everything that they advertise it as, but I mean, it was just like underwhelming.
Literally, like the Chocolate Hills, you can take one look at them and you're like, all right, well, I'm done. I don't know. Then they took us to this weird zoo, which was really, really, really sad. They had snakes, like their cages are open and they're just out of their cages, and there was
like huge boa constrictors
that Armando's going and touching.
Yeah, she let me pick one up. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna pick it up.
And then the monkeys were in the cages, and she's like, oh yeah, we had to cage them up because they started biting people. I was like, what?
I was like, yeah, that's what monkeys do.
And they looked kind of like scary monkeys.
Yeah, I feel like I got a picture of one really sad.
It's like that commercial of all the sad animals. It was like that. Like, I felt bad giving the money, but then, like, I know this is this lady's job and she has to feed her family. Yeah. So it was torn.
She was really informed and like.
She was good. She really seemed to like animals.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
She let me pick it up.
Well, I don't know if that was smart on her part, but.
Putting it back, picking it up wasn't a problem. Putting it back down, I was terrified. It started rearing its head at me.
You're like, how do I do this?
Looked into my soul. Yeah. That Instagram picture you took was like the perfect one. It was just like my eyes were like. I couldn't fake that expression.
It was really scary.
I was terrified.
It was really scary.
I was like, he's not going to kill me, but if he bites me, it's going to hurt.
Yeah. And then... Alright, you're going to keep going straight.
We got the moped there. That was cool.
Oh, yeah, we drove the moped. We literally went around the whole island.
Yeah.
Like, literally, because we went the wrong way and missed our place, and we were lost for a little bit. But that was fun. That made Bohol cool.
Yeah.
Or fun for me.
Yeah.
On the pool, I mean, the beach was nice.
Was nice. Like the actual beach, not the beach we had walked.
Not the 2-minute walk. It was nasty.
Yeah.
But then we drove our moped and found a really nice beach. We ate at that bee place.
Something.
Remember? That was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And that was Bohol. Then we went over
back to Cebu, went to Oslo.
Yeah, we went to Cebu, went to Oslo, and stayed with the coolest Airbnb host.
Doug Evans, wherever you're at.
Doug.
You're the man.
His house, like, his property is amazing. Like, it's overlooking, it's like kind of up on a cliff.
It's on the cliff.
It's on the edge of the cliff. It's overlooking the beach. He has like his little private entryway down to this private beach, yeah, because nobody else can get there. And like you're overlooking the whale shark place where all the whale sharks come and go. I thought that was me feel better.
Dilemma with it.
I didn't want to do it because I felt bad for these poor whale sharks that are like being forced to do this. You read all these things. But then talking to Doug, he was like, no, like, they're free to go. They don't have to come back if they choose not to. And
They just know it's free food.
They just know it's free food and more food. And he said that it's not the same whale sharks that come back every time. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, like rotating.
They like have their own schedule. They do. So Armando really wanted to do the whale sharks, and I was terrified. One, I was sad for the whale sharks. Two, I'm afraid of the water. And this was gonna be my first time in the water. We hadn't gotten in the water yet, right?
Not like, I mean,
we've gone to the beach.
Yeah.
But not like anything with animals.
Yeah.
So, and I said to myself, like, from I think that day, like, okay, if Armando's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, because then I'm gonna be pissed off later that he did it, and he's gonna tell me how cool it is, and I didn't do it. It was like,
we're going skydiving.
I don't know. We'll see.
Skydiving.
So I was like, yeah, we're in Christchurch. Wait, let me check. We're there in 11 minutes to whatever you put on here. So we went. Oh, and Doug said, like, you have to do it. You're gonna love it. You have to at least try it. I listened to Doug, and it was awesome. I couldn't. Okay, so we get there, and it's this tiny little boat. Little banga that's fitting way too many people. So many people should not be on it.
It's the Philippines. There's not that many rules.
Yeah, there's
like
not.
Suggestions.
There's no rules. They give you these dirty snorkels.
Like so tasted.
Like we had never worn a snorkel, so we're like, how do we even put this thing on? Yeah. So we were like practicing.
And it's not difficult, but it's just like a certain like technique or whatever you want to call it, like a breathing.
And I'm like grossed out. I'm like, oh god, this is disgusting, blah blah blah. And Daniela had scared me that she read or watched this thing that somebody somewhere got herpes off of the snorkel. So she's like, watch out for the herp. So the whole time she'd be like, do you have the herp? I'm like,
I put my mouth in way more broken things, so I'm not worried about that.
So anyways, we finally get on this banga. We go out to the water. And like as soon as the guy stops, like literally Armando just like dives into the water.
It's like, you gotta tell me twice.
And I'm like, oh god, he's gone. And and then I freaked because he wasn't even there to help me out, like give me the courage to get in the water. And then the guy's like, okay, go ahead. I'm like, I don't think I can do it. I'm just gonna watch from here. And he's like, no. And he literally grabbed my stuff, my snorkel stuff, put it on my head, tightened it, and was like, get in the water. And I was like, okay. And I got in the water. And I panicked a little bit. I didn't know how to use the snorkel and breathe at the same time.
Yeah.
But once you get it, it's super easy. But, yeah, and then we saw the freaking whale sharks, like, right in front of your face.
Gentle giants.
Gentle giants. It was really cool. It was like, how do you say it? Like, it makes you feel tiny.
Yeah.
Like, these things are massive. And then there was like little, which Armando didn't see, but there was little Nemos swimming under us.
Yeah, I was tunnel vision on the whale sharks.
I like their playing games. So that was really cool. And Doug taught us how to ballroom dance.
Yeah, let's talk about Doug, dude. I mean, that's an interesting man.
He is an interesting man. I mean, there's a podcast on him.
There's a podcast on him, but there's just a random white guy. I mean, originally from Canada. I think he said Alberta. I don't remember. But just super nice guy, dude. Just like the best Airbnb host you could hope for.
He was like super prepared. Had like a whole notebook of like things to do and how much they would be and how much a taxi should charge you and like super helpful.
And for us, like finally, like this was like our first interaction with another American or Westerner, or whatever you want to call it. So for us, we were like in heaven. It's like, oh yes, finally someone we communicate with normally.
Yeah.
And he was super outgoing. I mean, he just wanted to hang out, talk, which I enjoyed. I mean, it was a good time.
Brought out liquor.
Yeah, he gives a little drink.
He had his little slaves. Take that out. His helper, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
These girls climb a coconut tree and get us coconuts and chop them open and serve them to us in a glass, which was delicious. And his wife was really nice.
So that was a great as far as the Airbnbs go.
He was really nice. I mean, that's really the only host we've had, right?
I mean,
Well,
we've had hosts.
But we never talked to any of them.
Yeah.
Or they never talked to us.
But yeah, he was just above and beyond.
Yeah.
Obviously he's got money and stuff, so he's just doing this, just something fun.
He said he loves to talk to people and meet people.
So, wish we could be more like that.
One day.
But, yeah, and then we also did the Kawasan, the canyoneering.
Oh, that was really cool. I had wanted to do that. I had seen that, and I was like, we're doing that. I had always wanted to jump off a cliff for some reason.
I had literally no clue what we were getting into, and she was telling me about this for like 6 months. But I just thought we were gonna walk through some water and like slide down a couple like rock slide things. I didn't know we were freaking jumping off like 30-foot cliffs.
It was scary.
Which was fun, but just I wasn't mentally prepared for that. And maybe it's better that I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Yeah, it was I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. So it's just like walking through water and waterfalls and going down slides and jumping off cliffs and swinging off ropes.
Super dangerous.
You have a helmet on, a life jacket, cool shoes. So that was really cool. The bike ride up there, not so cool.
That was terrifying. Yeah, that was the most terrifying part about it.
They put us on this motorcycle with, I don't know, this guy that was going to take us to the top of the mountain.
Like my
He drove like 1,000 miles an hour for no reason.
Trying to get back to get more money.
With 3 of us on his bike, and it was like turn, like you're going up a hill, a mountain. I was like, this is it. We're going down. It's gonna hurt really bad when this happens. But anyway, he got us there safely and quickly. And yeah, that was fun. What did we do after that?
After Oslo, we went to Dumageddon. Doug.
Oh yeah, Dumageddon.
Took us across.
Doug took us across on the ferry on his chariot. And we went swimming. Oh, in Dumageddon, we went out to Apple Island, and we went swimming with the turtles.
Yeah, snorkeling was amazing out there.
Oh man, another thing about me, I do not like turtles.
Yeah.
Like, really.
Who doesn't like turtles?
I don't like...
You hear this?
I don't mind little baby turtles, but like big turtles, like sea turtles in the ocean.
They're so noble.
Oh man, I had this fear of them. Like,
They swim like gazelles.
I was really scared of them. But again, I was like, well, Armando's not gonna go see a turtle, and I'm gonna have to hear about it for the rest of my life. So there I go. I was a little scared, not gonna lie. I yelled in my snorkel. But it was really cool. Snorkeling was really pretty. Like, you saw so many fish and coral and
the turtles.
I mean, besides the turtles. But yeah, and our guide was cool.
Yeah, he's freaking like 12 years old.
He was not 12.
Out there free diving.
He was like 18.
Allegedly.
He was cool. But that was a fun day. That was like an all-day thing, no?
Yeah, we came back exhausted.
We were so tired.
Came back, got some sleep.
I don't remember what else we did there.
Were we there for 2 nights?
I have no idea. I don't even know where we stayed.
Took a fish.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. After that, we went to... we took a plane and we flew back to... Well, we flew back to Manila, but then we went to Nagpan Beach, to El Nido.
Oh, that was my favorite.
Break it down Nagpan
Beach. So we went to El Nido because, again, Pinterest told me it had the prettiest...
Pinterest told me.
It had the prettiest beaches. One of the prettiest beaches. And it was not lying. Like, if you're gonna go to the Philippines, you have to go here.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like we talk about a lot. It's like some with the blogs or Pinterest or Instagram, whatever it is, or whoever gives you advice or tips and places to go, places to see. Like, some let you down, some live up to expectations, and some like go above and beyond. And I think this is probably like one of the places I went above and beyond.
It was kind of hard to find a hotel.
Yeah.
But we finally found one. Like, it's like they don't have websites or like...
It's like Facebook Messenger.
You have to like Facebook message her. I don't know, it was weird. So I was like, is this
shady,
even real?
Yeah.
But the hotel was really nice. It's like little
just like
houses. And they're right on the beach. Like, you literally walk out on the beach.
And there wasn't anything special about the beach that made it amazing, but it was just so peaceful and pretty and quiet. There wasn't too many tourists or anyone at all. There's like that
and there's
restaurant.
no waves.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was perfect for me because I don't like waves. I don't like animals. And there was neither. Like, it was just like a pool. And the water was clear and the weather was amazing. And you got banana daiquiris. It was just perfect. But the day we got there, something strange happened. Remember?
Tattoo and barber, huh?
Uh-huh.
Tattoo and barber.
Yeah, let's not go there. You get a haircut while you get tattooed.
2 birds.
We got there and I think we were just super tired. Like, we went to take a nap once we got there.
Oh yeah, because we had stayed up all night, like overnight at the Manila airport. That's when we're in Starbucks, I think.
Oh yeah, literally all night. Because we didn't take off till the next morning, so we had all night long. And we tried to stay up. I mean, we might have slept like an hour.
Yeah.
So we were just exhausted. We slept the plane ride, which was a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
But we hadn't slept much, so we finally get to our room. Historic jail. And then we take a nap. It was pretty hot. For some reason, we didn't have the air on or something. And I got up to turn it on.
And she freaking dropped.
I passed out. Like, I fainted or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I panicked. I just heard a loud crash and I saw her on the floor. I was like, no, not like this. Not like this.
So my memory of this is I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to turn the air on. It's freaking hot. So I got up. And then my next memory is me getting up off the floor and getting up and telling Armando, what am I doing? His face is
I was like, I think you died.
His face is just like something horrible just happened, but I wasn't aware that the horrible thing was that I had fainted. So I was like, what? I thought there was a tsunami outside or we were gonna die. And I was like, what? What's wrong? He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. What am I doing? It was just weird. It was weird. And then I felt super sick. I ran to the bathroom and I barfed and I got in a cold shower.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know this part.
You were right there.
Oh, I went back to sleep.
And then I took a cold shower and I came back and I fell asleep again. It was weird. But anyways, the next day was...
Yeah, the next day was enjoyable.
It was great. I was at that beach.
You were at the beach all day.
I mean, we were, but then Armando got over it and he left. And I just stayed out there for...
I'm not a big beach guy.
Forever.
I like using it for running and swimming purposes.
It was just amazing.
Beach so much.
It was amazing. It's a little pricier for the Philippines.
Yeah, which is still
cheap. But Philippines is very cheap, but this is a touristy, touristy destination.
Yeah. So it's you had to pay $8 for a drink.
How dare them?
Supposed to 3 or something.
How dare them? So that was amazing. Then we went to...
I think this is the biggest city traffic I've been driving in.
Yeah, I think so. Don't F it up. Then where did we go?
Then we went to...
One more up.
Coron.
What did we do there? I don't remember.
Went over on the ferry. We went again on another...
Oh yeah, we did an all-day snorkeling thing.
We did a lot of water stuff.
Yeah. The snorkeling was a lot of fun. On that place too.
Yeah, it was. It was more tiring because that one was for fall air.
It took you to 9 different spots or something like that.
By the end, people were done.
People were all asleep on the boat.
They hooked up with a bomb meal, buffet style.
Oh yeah, that was really yummy. Wait, what did you put here? You're gonna turn left. Turn left.
Okay. I think I just put city center.
Okay.
In Chrome, what else we do? That was about it, huh?
Yeah. I mean, that was enough.
At that point, I remember asking you, I was like, all right, this is what, we're 4 weeks in probably?
Yeah.
And then we're I told her, I was like, all right, she really liked El Nido, or Nacpan, so I was like, all right, we can head back down there on the ferry, and then kind of take a bus down to Puerto Princesa, and then fly over to Manila. We could do that, or we just fly to Manila from here. And she was like, oh, man, we're just going straight to Manila. We didn't see any more places. And it wasn't like we didn't want to see more places, but I think we were just done, like tired.
I didn't want to be exhausted. Like, we were only not even a month into our trip.
Yeah.
Like, that was another thing I think. I thought we were going to be doing stuff like all day, every day, but you can't, because this is life. Like, it's not like you're here for a week and then you're going back to your normal life. This is our normal life for right now. So you have to take it easy.
Yeah.
You have to relax and do nothing sometimes. And
physically, mentally, financially. Like, it's just not sustainable if you're trying to go hard or all in, like, every single day. Like, it's just not.
Yeah. So we went back to Manila for, what, like 3 days? 4 days?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know, but we've got a nice, or the same place from the first spot.
Like the same building, but like a different room.
And they have Netflix.
Oh, Netflix is clutch, guys. We were chilling all in the room. That was amazing.
Have a nice room, like a nice little home.
Yeah,
kitchen and everything.
Just finding somewhere you feel comfortable, I feel like, is just huge.
And the location we were at had everything around us. Like, you had a supermarket, you had restaurants, you had movie theater,
coffee shop,
you had anything you
laundry.
wanted. You could just walk there.
Yeah. So that was nice to have that before. Like, it felt like we were just getting our feet, like we're getting our legs stable in the Philippines, and then it's like, all right, you have to go to a different place and figure that place out.
Yeah, like we had just figured out the Philippines.
And then boom, we're off to Japan, which is freaking night and day.
Yeah, like the Philippines, like there's places that are very pretty, but like overall, the Philippines is not pretty.
It's a third world country. It's like freaking Mexico.
Yeah.
That's what terrible one. It's like you're going to Tijuana.
Yeah, like I didn't feel safe going out at night at all.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't pretty to look at. Like, when you're driving down the road, you're like, oh, all these little houses and
robbed.
Yeah. And then you get to Japan, where as soon as you get off the airplane, you go into a bathroom, and it's just the best thing ever invented. Yeah, it's just very, very different.
What were your expectations like going into Japan, or like any before we wrap up the Philippines, like any last thoughts or suggestions of people, things you found interesting, different, or just anything at all, like any last thoughts on the Philippines in general, like your experience?
I think I had never heard, I mean, I knew people from the Philippines, but I never known somebody like that just goes to the Philippines for vacation. And I think maybe it's scary, or it doesn't seem... It's not
sexy.
But I think people need to try it out. I think people need to do their research on places and see that there is really pretty things to see and experience and eat. And
do you think that's any country now, like thinking about it, or like any place in general?
I think there's something to see everywhere.
Yeah.
But like, this is one place. I really don't know why we went there. It's still weird because neither of us wanted.
So we blame it on each other.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm super glad we did it. And I feel like people that we've met that are from the Philippines, and you tell them you've been to the Philippines, they're like super proud.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like really excited to hear that you liked it there. So
because like you said, like nobody like picks to go to the Philippines.
Yeah. So I think that's cool. Like, you kind of connect with this person that, like, I just think of what's his name? Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like super excited, like happy, like, oh, you went to the Philippines, like, did you like it? You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's cool, and I just think like you gotta try it out, like do your research, but
at the same time don't.
I don't know. You have to like, because there's scary things about everywhere too.
Yeah.
You can't be scared to try it.
I told Rosella, like, she was telling me God knows what about maybe Thailand or wherever it was. Like crime facts, and I was like, literally right now, just Google Tijuana, what they said, what tourism says about going to Tijuana, and it was just like death and murder and whatever you would imagine.
Yeah.
So it's like everywhere is scary,
everywhere you go, but I think there's also nice places everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of the Philippines. No, really.
No, it just sounded funny.
I know. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed it.
with the Philippines, I don't think like as much. Maybe there's like been scared of it, but I don't think it's as much scared. It's just like a.
Like, why would you go there?
Yeah, just like like tourism just hasn't blown up there that much. I mean,
And
it's probably bigger, but what was it?
Go straight, and then you have arrived. I just feel like, okay, what is it? Like 7,000, over 7,000 islands there.
That's crazy.
So there's like, we could have been there for a whole year, and still have more to see.
Yeah.
So there's so much to see, like depending what it is that you like to do. Like, do you like to snorkel? Do you like? I don't know what else to do in the Philippines, but because we did a lot of water stuff. But there's a million things to do, so I don't know. If you have time and money and you want to go somewhere, just go to the Philippines.
All right, so from the Philippines we hit Tokyo, which was my favorite probably. But it's like what?
You're going the wrong way.
Oh, I was just following this car.
I don't know where we're going.
I'm just gonna try to find somewhere to park or something, and then game plan from there.
Okay.
Go to the thing. We'll just put it on pause right now while we figure this out. Yeah.
Pause. Alright. It's on.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Rosella just burped.
I literally said don't say that.
And where we leave off, Japan. We're leaving Manila. We were stressing out about the freaking visa thing. Like, you're only supposed to be there 30 days, but we were there for like 31 days, something stupid, 32 days.
It was 32, but they put 31, and then
just having like the time of the
weird.
flight to where we were leaving like one day later than that.
It was the same date we were there, but our flight wasn't leaving till the next day.
Yeah, but it was like a 1 a.m. flight, something stupid. So it was like we had to be there the day before. So technically we were in the country, but out of the country. I don't know.
I don't know, but it was stressful to just walk through customs without getting in trouble.
Yeah, my butt got really sweaty.
Which we did. It was fine.
Yeah.
All that stress for absolutely nothing. That's cool.
Which goes into some deep thoughts about stress. I was trying to be deep.
Sorry, that looked
No,
cool.
it's done now.
Stress.
No, it's done. Alright, so we leave Philippines, we head over to Tokyo. What were your thoughts like going into Tokyo? About Japan in general? Did you look at anything? Is there... What were you thinking?
All I looked at was Disneyland. I was really excited to go to Disneyland.
That's right, you were set on getting those Disneyland tickets.
Yeah, and that was stressful because apparently you have to buy Disneyland tickets like a year in advance. What everything said. Like, you try and buy them on the site and it would not let you. I even had like Santi try, like different people try, but nobody could get through. And I was like really bummed that we weren't going to go to Disneyland. And it even said, like, if you go to the gates, like, I found this whole like app thing that you can go to, and it's all in Japanese, but like this one person broke it down to where I could kind of understand what was happening. But it was like what day you're going, how many tickets have been sold for that day, and it's like different colors. Like, if it's this color, don't even go because you're not going to get tickets. If it's this color, you could possibly get tickets. If it's this color, you will get tickets. It was this whole thing, and I found that, and like ours was green, meaning we could get tickets. Whatever, long story short, I knew a chick that lived there, and she told me to buy them off this one shady ass site, and I was like, alright.
Shade is respectable.
She's done it, so I was like, okay, well, we're gonna do it.
It's called Cluck.
We did it, and you pick up your tickets at the airport. And that was easy.
It was super easy,
It was super easy, but I had seen the website, and it looked weird, like, pick up your tickets at this bus station, at this train station. I was like, what? No.
I guess that's how they operate.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So, I mean, we ended up getting tickets. 2-day ticket, right?
Thank God.
2 tickets. Which was awesome. Other than that, I honestly didn't care what we did. So Japan was more you, like you wanted to go there.
Yeah.
I was down to do whatever you wanted to.
Yeah, I was pumped about just seeing the city, freaking all the anime stuff, the cartoon stuff, I guess just the pop culture handy and convenient. But I guess Google Maps is the same thing. I'm sure.
And they had Wi-Fi everywhere.
They had Wi-Fi everywhere. That was clutch. One thing about we realized about traveling. I mean, we don't even have like service like back in the States. So we were kind of used to that part, but you know, when you're needing to book things and figure out how to get to different
country
cities,
that doesn't speak English.
and you really have no clue about anything. Then you the internet's kind of necessary. You kind of need it.
Yeah.
And we never bought any SIM cards or anything overseas, which we probably should have, but it's really no.
We did fine without it.
Yeah, it just probably would have made things easier. But yeah, having internet like in Tokyo like at all times pretty much was huge. So it just
Except
made
Disneyland.
Except Disneyland, ironically. But it just made everything so much more easier to get around and just to figure out life.
Yeah.
But how'd you enjoy it? Like afterwards, like looking back at everything, like you had no expectations. So what'd you take? Like
it was cool. It was weird seeing how organized and like clean everything is. Like everyone is.
Yeah, everything was so orderly.
Like at a subway station, everyone's quiet and they're going up the escalator. Everyone's like on the left-hand side.
Single file.
Like single file line. Like literally to get on an escalator, like you're in a line. Like nobody's like walking up to it and cutting each other. Like everyone's in a line. Even to get onto the subway, like you imagine like New York, everyone's like shoving and running in there. Like no, you're in a line here. Like to get onto the subway, there's like lines on the floor. Like stand here and people actually do it.
There's all kinds of like bulletin boards or even like TV screens telling you like just like etiquette, like just reminding you.
Yes. And even on the subway, like super helpful. Like it shows you where you are and like where you're going. And then vending machines were cool. Like
Just have everything.
huh?
Just have everything.
They just have everything. They have like hot coffee that comes out of there and weird drinks. Coffee Coke, which was yummy, but
Interesting.
thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
Your biggest thing was going to Disneyland and the Disney Sea parks. How was that experience, and how did it compare to like the other parks you've been to? Like how'd you enjoy it?
It's so hard because they're all magical. I'm serious.
You're a child.
I am serious. But
That tipo torta?
that tipo torta is a game changer. No, like we went so close to Halloween that I don't know if the people. Well, I did read that you were allowed to go in costume, so I'm assuming that was only for Halloween time. You can't go in costume otherwise. So we saw a lot of people dressed up.
Like a lot.
Like everybody, like we look like jerks not dressed up. But like everybody was dressed up and not just like, oh, cute Minnie Mouse ears. No, like full on costumes.
Yeah.
Like I want to take pictures with them. But even besides the people dressed up in costume, like just the Japanese style in general.
So you just really liked it.
I
It's, like,
really
different,
liked
but-
it, even though it's crazy and like who wears like, you know, like big old socks with their flats and like I don't know, but it was like somehow it worked and I wished I could rock that.
You could.
I don't know. But just the style was cool, and then I mean as far as the rides go, they were super cool, but I feel like they are very different. A lot of them are like you don't see them at least in California.
Yeah.
Or probably any other park, because there's things in California you don't find anywhere else,
Yeah.
you know. But I think they're all about like the same wow factor type of thing.
Yeah.
Like and then the food was like just a whole nother experience. But we haven't really eaten at Disneyland. If
That's true.
Like we don't go to Disney and eat.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, like we totally need to do that. Like we go on all the rides, and yeah, I've seen food, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I never think of I want that or anything.
Right here, we literally looked like every menu we passed by.
Literally, I have pictures of every menu. And we tried a lot of food.
Yeah. And some of the stuff is just weird, like unique to Japan, but some of the stuff is like you can have this anywhere maybe, but it's just like stuff you've never seen.
Yeah.
You know what's there for Halloween time and
Yeah.
stuff.
But a lot of the stuff there, I feel like you wouldn't get that in California.
Yeah.
What else?
Like that was the seafood calzone.
The seafood oh, that was delicious.
There's things like that round.
And like
dumplings.
popcorn's a thing there.
flavors?
Something like that. But first of all, they have like a million popcorn holders
Oh yeah.
that you can buy. I don't even know where because I never saw them for sale, but everyone had one, like different ones. And then they have like all different kinds of popcorn, like strawberry, honey, curry, like salt and pepper, or like I don't even remember all of them, but which was cool. Yeah, I loved it. Everything about it was awesome.
That's good.
Even that was organized.
Yeah, like I love Disney. Disney's grown on me over the years. It's always been a great time. We were freaking exhausted after. It's just like,
Oh, we're so
but I mean, the whole time in Japan, like we talked about it, we were just freaking
Go.
gassed. Yeah, I mean, we probably weren't even walking that much, and we didn't have our backpacks, but we were walking that much because we were on the subway a lot, so it felt like we were traveling around a lot, but it wasn't like we were physically traveling around a lot. So I don't know what it was, but there were
It's
long
just
days. We were
Disneyland.
busy.
Disneyland tires you out.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, very fun. Hold on.
And I just, the whole Japan, once we
You're
got
gonna go
to,
straight.
just follow the road for a second.
Yeah, like not this. Like just go straight through the right there.
And then what I realized, like after Tokyo, was that like I really like the city experiences and like I said, I had the picture of like being freaking the sticks and camping and roughing it. But I was like, I really, just my personality wise, like I like seeing like whether it's just like the buildings or just like the infrastructure of things, how things work, like just seeing how different shops work, like the freaking ramen shop, that was unique.
Oh
like
yeah.
a little system.
We went to eat ramen and it's like this, like a not a vending machine, like a self-serve thing. Like you put your money in and then you pick what you want, which we didn't even know what it was saying.
Yeah.
It's all Japanese and it just has like some random pictures. So we just push things and then you get like a little coupon and then you go into this room and they like seating you, but you sit like, it's like a confessional. Like you sit by yourself and it's all covered. So you're just having lunch by yourself.
It was a great time. Rosella wasn't allowed to talk to me. Got to just enjoy it and be myself.
It's really hard for me not to talk, so I kept looking over at him like,
I saw her peeking over my shoulder. I was like, nope, I'm not doing this.
are you gonna talk?
Not today.
There's like people next to us, I think they were on a date, but it's kind of a weird date because you're like on your own, like kind of looking through the cubby hole at each other.
It seems like you're trying to, like you're kind of rushed to get out of there because it's like the system
It's
is kind of like
small.
in and out.
And it's really good. It was really good.
Well, it was amazing. It was the best thing I ate there. It might have been the best thing I ate on the whole trip, to be honest. Like up to this point.
My friend Liv had gone there and she told us about it.
Yeah, I guess a pretty famous chain.
Yeah.
But in Tokyo is somewhere for sure I want to go back. Or Japan in general. Like I saw the Tokyo part, so I don't know.
Because there's a lot more to see.
Yeah, I felt like we were there for like a week, 10 days at the most, and we're busy like all day, every day.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But then we only got to see like the city, so I don't even know what like the rural and just outside the city Japan would look like. I don't know if I would like that too, or if I'd be disappointed or what. But it's somewhere for sure I'd like to go back to.
It was cool when we went to walk that one giant street.
Oh yeah. I don't even remember what that was. Hachi.
Yeah, we're a little hot.
Same thing. Everybody was all dressed up. Was that Halloween? It was like Halloween Eve or something.
I think it was the night before.
But yeah, it was great. That's like what you'd imagine on TV, like Tokyo.
Yeah. People everywhere, like everyone dressed up in costumes, and it was cool.
It's a cool experience. I love Japan. Like I was already happy to go there, but it's just like went that much higher, like actually being there.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend it. And I mean, the prices are like US prices, nothing crazy, but it's
That's
not
another
cheap.
thing. I thought it was gonna be, well, maybe because we're used to San Diego.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I thought it was gonna be like crazy expensive. And then it was expensive compared to like we were just at the Philippines.
Yeah.
But it was more like home prices,
Yeah.
which it is expensive. But I thought it was gonna be more than that.
Alright, so leaving Japan, pack up again, throw on the backpacks, hit the road. Like what? At
Where
this
were we
point,
going?
we're going to Thailand. Yeah, but it's like, what were you thinking at this point? Were you tired, or like, or were you like excited, or like, we're hitting Thailand now? Like, what were you thinking? If you were thinking anything.
I feel like Japan's
started in Singapore, which we were like, and Bangkok, we're like
Close to.
an hour away, something super like a short
Yeah.
flight. And then from Singapore, we went all the way down, ended up in Sydney, Australia. But we'll talk about that a little later. But we booked that at the Philippines stay.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, we'll do this because we didn't really have any plans after Bangkok after Chiang Mai. We didn't have anything
Yeah,
booked.
so I thought we would go to Chiang Mai and see stuff. I don't know. And then go like
Granted, when we bought these tickets, like freaking, I don't know how long ago, like up until Chiang Mai. So it was like we were just buying them.
We just bought like random dates.
out
We
of
had no
pure
idea.
ignorance, yeah.
Like, oh, well, this seems like a good date.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest date
Yeah,
for this
yeah,
week,
yeah.
so let's buy it. Which is pretty. I think that's cool. But yeah, I thought we'd go to Chiang Mai, and then like the original plan was to do Thailand, and then go over to like Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos,
Yeah.
make our way back,
That's true.
and be there for. We have an internship in January in Thailand, so it was just like going around and coming back. That was the original plan. But then this cruise got in our brains, so we bought the cruise, so those plans completely changed.
Yeah.
So we were in Chiang Mai for how long?
We're there for probably like 4 days. 4 days in Chiang Mai and like 3-4 days in Bangkok.
I love Chiang Mai.
Yeah, Chiang Mai was dope.
And the spot we stayed at was cool.
Yeah, everything was super nice. Everything was tourist friendly. Bunch of food, bunch of bars. Not that I really drank anything, but a bunch of things to do. You felt safe.
Food was
Again, at
good.
night, yeah.
I really liked the food.
Met up with my buddy Alex there. Randomly
Yeah.
happened to be in the same city, same country. And
I haven't seen him since our wedding.
Yeah, I saw him like a year ago. We recorded like one of my first podcasts. So it's just funny, just serendipitous.
Yeah, that was cool.
And yeah, I mean the freaking elephants. Like, how cool is that? Like,
Oh, the elephants was the best. I think I cried when I saw that baby. So I didn't know we were going there. It was our anniversary, and he's like, "Oh, we have something planned for tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay, what do I need?" And he told me, he's like, "Wear a bathing suit."
I feel like you would imagine, like you would have guessed it because we haven't talked about it, but it was so obvious. Like people go to elephants.
Yeah, but I really thought we weren't going to do that because we were already going to do that in January.
Makes sense.
So I was like, well, we're not going to do it twice.
Yeah. a tough one.
Yeah, I just don't want them to be hurt.
Yeah.
Sad.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then freaking Bangkok.
Bangkok.
We took a bus from Chiang Mai. We took like a freaking like 2-mile hike from our Airbnb to the bus station with our backpack.
I have blisters on my feet.
You were not happy, but I was feeding for a walk, so we got that walk in. Got to the bus terminal, hopped in.
The bus was really nice.
The bus was super nice, yeah.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah, compared to the Philippines ones. And that was another like 10-hour ride too. No, something long down to Bangkok, but that's where I couldn't sleep, so I worked on my Stewie song lyrics. So that came in clutch. Yeah, you slept. And then we get to Bangkok, and like, all right, Bangkok. We get to the bus terminal. What do you think? What are you thinking?
I think I want to go home. I didn't like it at all. And at this point, we were so ready to get on that cruise.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's like
true.
we can touch it. It's right there. It's like 5 days away or however long away it was.
And that's me, like not even knowing what to expect or what a cruise was.
He had never been on a cruise, and me just telling him about it, like I was like, oh my gosh, like you're gonna love it. I'm so excited for you.
Just the thought. I think it's hard to understand, like if you haven't been in the situation, but just the thought of not having to figure out where you're sleeping or where you're going, what you're doing, like the next day, like all that's planned out for you on the cruise. Like just that thought was like amazing for me. It was like being a child again. Like your parents just telling you what to do. Like, yep, do exactly that. You're providing everything for me. Good. Cool. I don't have to think. So it allowed my mind to relax for a while.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing with the cruise too is like the stops. A lot of it we get into that later. All right, but yeah, we get to Bangkok.
We get to Bangkok. We have to walk to our hostel.
No, we find another like little city bus.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of a little mission,
right.
but not too bad.
We get on the city bus, which was weird.
It was intense.
They do not wait for people to get on and off.
It was like TJ. More aggressive.
You better hurry up, you old lady with the cane, and get on, because he's gonna drop your ass.
Better grab something.
But that wasn't too bad.
Nah.
And it dropped us off pretty close to our
our Airbnb, which was cool. That was another little weird spot, but
I didn't like it. That was the worst.
You just thought you were gonna get murdered.
I thought I was gonna get murdered for sure.
I liked it. I mean,
okay, it was like what was a hostel,
like 4
right?
stories up, yeah,
or an Airbnb,
hostel, yeah, something.
Whatever it was. It was cute. It was the only thing is it was like in the middle of Chinatown, but that's not
supposed to be a cool spot.
Yeah, but what was it around? All the like mechanic shops.
Oh yeah, like mechanic garages.
So like it's the only thing next to car shops and mechanics, and I was like, what the hell? And we get there and it's cute, whatever. And then she walks us up to like the 25th floor.
Off stairs.
Really, it's like 4.
Stairs.
But I have a backpack on and I'm tired. I have blisters on my feet. We get up there and we have like the whole floor, which is kind of nice. Like you have your bedroom. I mean, whole floor. It's not like it's big, but
bedroom, bath.
You have your bedroom, like little vanity thing, and then you have like an outdoor shower, bathroom, which is cool. But it was just, I don't know. It seemed creepy.
Was it just because like the sliding door didn't lock, or what?
The sliding door didn't lock.
But the bottom, the stair at the bottom of the door at the bottom of the stairs locked.
Yeah, but that was like too far away. I don't know. I didn't feel safe.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep.
That's funny. I didn't know that the whole time we were there.
I was just like ready to go. I didn't want to leave the room during the day.
You didn't really. Then we went out that one day.
We went to eat. Oh, and then we went to some temples, which were cool.
But yeah,
the Laying Temple, the Laying Buddha.
Yeah, that was cool. There's some bomb food there. I liked it. I think once again, like I don't know, it's part of it has to be like, I mean, everyone we talked to like didn't like Bangkok.
Really, everyone we talked to, not one person.
Which I didn't expect.
That I've talked to about Bangkok has said they've liked it.
Yeah, so it was part that maybe, I mean, just people just don't like Bangkok, and then like I said once again, like the cruise being so close.
Yeah. But I think we wouldn't have liked it even if the cruise wasn't there.
Yeah, probably. I like to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm a nice guy.
No, I don't. I'm not Bangkok.
But finally, all right, last day there, we got an Uber, right, or Grab.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Southeast Asia in general, you use Grab.
Grab is
Uber. It's essentially Uber. It's whatever it is they bought out Uber in this area. I don't know how it works, but yeah. that much closer to the cruise. And we fly from Bangkok to Singapore.
And it was a very short flight, right?
Yeah, it was an hour and a half. I don't even remember, to be honest, but it wasn't long.
Yeah.
We landed in Singapore. Well, we waited in Bangkok for a while, right? At the airport.
Yeah. So I feel like we lived half the trip was in the airport waiting.
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Yeah, we try to be so cheap with like rooms, like, you know.
Like if it was later, then we're gonna just sleep at the airport. Like if we get if our flight is like the next morning and we're already at the airport, then we're just gonna sleep here.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go get a room.
Yeah. Save the hassle and money going anywhere.
Yeah.
But we landed in Singapore, is like, were you even thinking about Singapore as anything? Like, I think you Googled a few things, or was that after?
I think it was after.
Oh, people look at gardens here.
Yeah. I think it was after. But we were only there for what, 2 days?
I think so, yeah, 2-3 days.
Our hostel
like 2 nights.
Was that our first time staying in a hostel with like other people?
Yeah, that was like our first like shared room.
So we've had our first shared room, which I was a little bit nervous about. Just because like that's weird. Like we're all sleeping in the same room. Like
yeah, we didn't know etiquette. Like who turned off the light?
I did Google etiquette after. But it was fine, except the weird guy that slept next to me.
Tell that story.
So I got the bottom bunk at this place, and the guy on the bottom bunk next to me. Like,
was there 8 people in the room?
Yeah, there's 8 people in the room. So it's like middle of the night because we're all asleep. And apparently everyone stays up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, hostels. And we're the old people like in bed at like 9.
Yeah.
Like, what is everybody doing? And then you go out to like the main common room and everybody's on their phones or on their computers, whatever. It's weird.
It was the same thing right here when we got to New Zealand, huh?
Yeah, it was like, I don't get it, but okay, whatever. So we go to our room. Finally, I don't know what time it was. I wake up in the middle of the night and everybody's asleep. And the guy next to me, I think he sleepwalked.
I still think she's lying.
I'm not freaking lying, dude. He sleepwalks because he got up, like he was on a mission. Like he got up and like ran to like the door, like to get out of the room, and then he opened the door and then like realized like what he was doing, and then he was like kind of like, oh, and he was like freaking out. Like he kept like putting his hands on his head and like putting his hands on his knees. Like he just like was like like he was freaking out. Like I don't know if he was dreaming or something, but I was watching this and I was like, oh shit, like this is so scary.
Kill me.
And so I he couldn't, I don't know if he could see me, but I was like pretending to kind of like close my eyes, but I was really watching him. And then he like sat on the edge of his bed with like his hands on his knees and like holding his head, and he was just like, like.
And how close is he to you?
He's like, I don't know how to tell distance, but you saw how close he is to me.
Like a foot, 2
Yeah,
feet.
like I can probably reach out and touch him.
Yeah.
And he's just freaking out probably for like a couple minutes. And then he lays back down and he's freezing. Like he's so cold. I don't think he realized like you have to ask for blankets at this place. Like they'll just give them to you, but you have to ask for them. And he's like super cold. He's like putting his shirt like over his legs and like digging in his suitcase. He grabbed like a towel and like put it on him.
Poor little guy.
Like I almost like spoke up, but I was like, no, like he's kind of scary. I don't know what the hell he's doing. And then the next night, his paw is out. And the next night, there was a different guy got up like early in the morning to like go run. He like works out. And then this guy like got up again, like heard him and got up like crazy, but like went right up to him. And the other guy was like kind of looked at him like, yeah. And the guy like again realized like I'm sleepwalking and went to bed again. And everyone was completely oblivious to all of this.
Yeah, I was out.
And I'm like, dude,
I slept like a perfect person.
I could not fall back. The first night I could not fall back asleep. I was like, he's gonna murder me in my sleep. Like I don't know what this guy's doing. So that was our my first experience with like shared rooms.
It's fun. We went to the zoo in Singapore, which pretty much like the only thing we really did. We had some Mexican food too.
It was cool.
The zoo was cool. The zoo was surprisingly cool.
Yeah, it was.
That nice little setup, a lot of different animals, a lot of unique animals in the area.
We could have been there longer, but it started raining.
Yeah, it started raining. That was a bummer. But all in all, it was a good day. We're like, all right, last day before you gotta head out. Looks like it was like going to Disneyland, like
we woke up early.
Yeah. Like, all right, we're going straight to the ship. We're in there as early as possible.
They say be there, like it starts at 12, don't get here earlier than that.
Yeah, because people are just so pumped to get on, apparently.
Yeah, and we were not the first ones there.
Oh, no.
There's a lot of people, like, having lunch already on the ship when we got there.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I was excited. I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but, well, we're doing this around a cruise ship. And I'm, like, super paranoid about everything, so it's like I have to quadruple check, have all my documents, all my things in hand, everything taken care of, visas, all that. So it's like, alright, I hope everything goes well. I'm always like freaking out during like documentation processes and all that. But we get on the ship.
It was really easy.
Yeah, it was we get on, but even before we got on, I was looking around like, oh, there's a lot of old people on here, huh? And that's something I mean, it makes sense now looking back, but I didn't think about it beforehand. I was like, oh yeah, people who do cruises
are old.
Most people, or let's say like even longer cruises, to be specific, this is a 19-day cruise, are usually older people who have more time and more disposable income.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, now doing the math, like it makes sense, but I didn't expect that going into it. So we look around, like, yeah, it's all people 60 plus, probably average age 60.
Yeah.
And you can spot out like the 4 or 5 other younger couples on there.
Yeah.
Where it was like 4 different honeymoons.
Yeah, it was.
That we met, just people we met.
Like towards the end of the cruise, you see all the young people, like, were friends, like, with each other. Like,
yeah.
It's like the young people group.
Baby Steve, you on.
Yeah.
But it was cool. As soon as we got on, I was like, wait, so you tell me like I can just eat?
He didn't believe that you could. It was literally all you can eat.
I was like, there's no trick. They're gonna charge me later. They're not like measuring the amount of food I put on this table every time.
So we get there and our rooms aren't ready. So they're like, oh, go have lunch or whatever you want to do till your rooms are ready. So we're like, okay, let's go eat. And I'm like, babe, you can just, it's like buffet. Like, go get whatever you want. Like, get a little bit of this, get whatever. He comes back.
I freaking lost my head.
He lost it. Like, no joke. He had like 5 pieces of pizza, a hamburger, a hot dog, French fries, God knows what else.
It's like an obscene amount of food.
I was like, you're gonna get sick, and we haven't even left Singapore.
I was like, worth it.
But yeah, it was
that's when I got the hang of it. I went nuts probably for like 3-4 days, and I kind of tapered down towards the end.
Tapered down, meaning he just didn't eat a whole pizza and 4 burgers at once.
Yeah. Just spread it
just
out more
the whole pizza.
Yeah. So yeah, I still ate ridiculously, but it wasn't like I was like, oh, I have to eat because it's breakfast. I'm not even hungry. I was just eating because I felt like I had to eat, take advantage of all the food. But we did you gave me a little tour around the ship afterwards. We did a little walk around. I saw the gym. I was like, oh, this is where I'm hanging out at. And then we finally get back into the room, and I started putting on TV, and they freaking have all the Marvel movies, and I was like, I came immediately. I was in heaven. I was like, yeah, this is where you can find me all cruise. I either be in
I was
the
like,
room
damn
or
it,
the
they
gym.
had to pick the movies he likes.
So it was just perfect. It was like the perfect song for me.
And yet again, in my mind, I'm like, we're gonna make lifelong friends on this ship because we're so outgoing. Nope.
That didn't work.
That did not work.
I don't know. We just didn't. We just didn't make friends until like towards like the last like what
Week.
4 days. Then we started really talking to other people,
and they were really cool people that we could have hung out with the whole time.
Yep. And we just didn't.
We just didn't.
It was literally like the last time for the cruise. Like we stayed
And it's
up
funny because I really enjoy like making up stories of people's lives.
Oh yeah, she made stories for every single person.
So
on that
I knew
cruise.
in my mind, I knew everyone's like, why are they here? Where are they from? Who are they with? And I was pretty way off once I actually met these people.
The two people that I did make friends with was the podcast I did last week with Jordan and Brianna, and we were freaking scoping them out all cruise. Like a couple days in, we were like, all right, like we need to make friends with somebody. Like, all right, this couple. So what were you in the jacuzzi with them or something together?
I saw them in the jacuzzi and they just seemed cool, and I was like, let's be friends with them.
Yeah.
And then it just never happened.
Yeah, and we kept seeing them in passing.
Like, yeah, you kept walking by them and like kind of like smile. Okay.
We were like planning. I was like, all right.
And I thought they were like, in my mind, I made up a story. They were there with her family.
Yeah, because there were like two other couples, two older
Two
couples.
other older couples.
And they were like spend like all day, every day together.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, they have to be family.
I'm like,
right?
yeah, they have to be family. They didn't just meet here if they're together that much.
Wrong.
They literally met there day one. And they like took them under their wing and they just spent every waking moment together pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much. So I was like, oh, I want a father figure in my life.
And they were cool.
I call them Pop Pop.
They were nice people too.
Yeah, everyone's super cool.
Everyone was super nice.
And it was cool. We got to hang out with Joe and Brianna, and I mean, by the end of the few days, like it felt like a genuine friendship. Like, all right, like I can just hang out with you.
We could
like
go visit them. They're a lot younger than us, but still.
She's 23, he's 24. But it was like at first it's always like that pressure, like just to like the ice breaking kind of thing. As far
But they're so like just normal, cool people that it seemed like we're just like stupid together.
Yeah, just work. But
We met a couple from Mexico City.
Oh yeah.
Which Armando knows, like they have mutual friends.
Yeah, we have mutual. I guess one of my friends who plays football down there, she goes to the same gym as him, so it's just one of those things that's like, oh, it just trips you out like small world, like with the odds.
Yeah.
Halfway across the world and freaking running some of your mutual friend. But yeah, dude, the cruise, I mean, I don't even have enough to say about that. Like, even if it's not your style, like you like doing stuff, you like seeing things, like I think even like you do a shorter cruise, like it's just like worth the experience. Like that, it was a vacation in the vacation, but it was like worth the experience in itself, just to see like the funny dynamic of like it really becomes like its own little city on the sea.
It's a resort on sea.
Is that what they call it?
That's what I'm calling it. I don't know what they call it.
But yeah, so it's funny, you see like the social dynamic and the cool kids, and like
Yeah.
it's funny. It's just funny to see it all play out. And like I was so intrigued. I think both of us were just like the lives of the staff people. Like,
Oh, yeah.
on and off the ship, like even behind the scenes, like the
I wanted to
housekeeper.
know all about them.
Yeah, the cooks. Like what does their life look like? They lock away in the dungeon. They come out like every other day. I don't know. But
And we kind of talked to some of the workers about,
yeah, a little
not
bit.
too much,
Yeah.
but
Everybody seems super cool.
yeah.
It's a good time. And we
That's
almost
fun.
didn't book this thing. Like, why, Rosella? Like, you really didn't want to book it at one point when I brought it up. Like, well, what was it that you said?
I didn't want to book it because of their website. I'm serious. Like, if you go on Norwegian's website,
It's just like they undersold themselves.
they totally undersold themselves. Like, you pull up Carnival and Norwegian, and apparently Carnival's the Walmart of cruises,
Yeah.
which I didn't know. But I don't even know really. But like, you
That's what
just
we've heard.
that's what we've heard. But if you look up Norwegian's website and then you look up like their entertainment, it seems like lame.
Yeah.
Like, I was like
there's gonna be nothing to do.
it seemed like there was gonna be like 2 shows and
There's like Nordy.
yeah, it just didn't sell it. I was like, no, like we're gonna be on there for 19 days, and if there's no shows and we're good to eat, like what's the point of going on this? And then I was looking up the even like it's gonna sound so stupid, but even like the website colors, like Carnival was like bright and colorful, and Norwegian was kind of like gray and dark blue and like dead, like dull. Like you're just like, oh, I don't want to go on this ship. I want to go on this ship.
Yeah.
But there was none of this ship that went out of where we were. So I told him, I'm like, no, I don't want to go on this ship, and I don't want it to be your first cruise and then you hate them and you never want to go back on one again. You're not going to ruin this for both of us.
Exact words.
Yeah. But then, like, we were like, no. So then we didn't book it. And then the next day, he was still like, no, I really want to go on this cruise. I was like, okay, whatever. You're going to hate it. It's going to suck, but okay.
And the thing for me was that the stops.
Yeah.
It was where'd we go?
Started in Singapore. We went to Semarang, which I can't tell you anything about because we didn't went to Komodo Island, which is, I didn't know I didn't even know there was a Komodo Island to begin with. But after that, like, the whole island is a national park.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So you just go on like this big hike. Like you have to get on the island, you have to have like book something. You can't just go on the island on your own because you will get eaten by a Komodo dragon. So we went on this tour and they take you like on a hike, walk, and then you find Komodo dragons. And it was like, yeah, it was super, super, super. It was like the hottest day.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, it was really hot.
So we saw little animals. We had some beers.
Oh, the beer was good.
That was the most drunk I had been in a while.
Yeah. And apparently other people did like snorkeling tours, which I didn't know was a thing, but they said it was really pretty to snorkel at different islands around them. That would have been cool to do.
Yeah.
We did Komodo Island, then we went to
Darwin, I think.
So Darwin.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you about Darwin.
Cyclone Tracy and the palming of Darwin. 2 things you need to know about Darwin.
You've seen Darwin if you know those 2 things.
Yeah.
But besides that, before getting into Darwin, we had to do immigration like a day before or something like that. So you have to have a visa, your Australian visa, which we had got. So you go to they get on the ship. I don't know where they got on the ship, but like probably like Bali or something.
Yeah.
So they set up this like room, and then everybody has to go and get their visa checked. So we go. She checks our visa, and then she writes down Armando's name. She said something like it was spelled wrong or something. No big deal. We're like, okay. So that was it. We left. When we try and get off at Bali or at Darwin, you have to swipe your key card, and like your picture pops up, and then they were like, oh, you got selected for random inspection. You need to go back to your room, and somebody will come talk to you. And we're like, what the heck? We're like, okay. It's kind of like at the border when like it just turns red on you.
Or you go to secondary.
You go to secondary, yeah. So then we go to our room. They get to our door. I open the door.
Oh, they called first.
Oh yeah, they called and they're like, we're at the door. I was like, okay, just knock. And I open the door and like it's like 2 staff from the ship and then like 3 immigration people and a dog. And I was like, oh crap, like what the hell's going on?
I was like chilling on the bed.
Armando's just laying on the bed watching a movie. I'm like, get up. So they make us get out of the room and they go in there with the dog and I don't know, sniff around. And then
Searched everything.
they searched everything, like
searched.
well, first they did the dog thing, and then they came out and said that the dog had signaled that he smelled something. So then they're like, okay, call like 3 more people, and they brought in this machine. I don't know what they were doing, and they said, okay, do a thorough search. So then they went deep and like destroyed our room, and then they kept like asking like, what do you have? Did you do anything in Bali? Blah blah blah. Like, I know, telling Armando like, I see it in your eyes. I know you're high right now. Like, just tell us. It'll be so much easier. And I was like, what is happening? Like, no, we didn't do anything. And so the dog sniffed us and then signaled next to me that I had drugs on me. And I was like, I'm going to jail, like locked up abroad. Here we go.
We're all getting raped.
Yeah. We were going to get 209, which we weren't sure. I thought they were going to check my butthole. Honestly, I was like nervous.
You asked, do you have to get naked?
I asked her, like, do I have to get naked for this? They're like, no. They just like searched over our clothes, whatever. And obviously they didn't find anything, but they were just being like jerks about it. And it was very stressful. When she read me my rights, I was like, am I getting arrested? Like, can I make my phone call? Anyway, long story short, it took forever. Finally, we were cleared.
Yeah, but it just sucked. That just left me with like a gross feeling, man. Like my anxiety like acted up. Like,
yeah, Armando like couldn't recuperate from it.
Yeah.
And like we finally got off at Darwin, and it was just like, well, I don't want to be at Darwin. So yeah, that sucked. But Darwin was cute.
We did the crocodile thing.
Oh
We
yeah.
did the little bus tour.
We did like the double-decker hop-on, hop-off bus tour thing. And then Armando did you go in like a cage, the crocodile.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You don't realize how big those things are until they're freaking
In your face.
in your face. Australians have a real drinking problem.
Yeah, they really do. Oh, I need to send that picture to that couple. I never did that.
Yeah, you're a terrible
Can you
person.
remind me?
And Karen's, I think, was next.
Ernie's Knob.
Turkey's not.
What did we do there?
Yeah, same city, right?
Yeah, but what did we do?
We did the snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, yeah, we went to the Great
Barrier Reef.
Great Barrier Reef, Green Island. Went snorkeling there. It was whatevs.
That was a good time. I mean, the freaking water was just so rough. Like,
Yeah, the water was rough, and I was a little panicky.
Yeah.
I didn't have a life jacket. That's a big deal. Yeah, like I was okay in the Philippines, but I had a life jacket the whole time.
Yeah, it helps a lot with the snorkeling.
And then this place did not. Well, because I could have rented one, but I was trying to be like Armando, not do it. And it's scary. But there wasn't much to see anyway.
Yeah, I saw a cool little turtle, little jellyfish.
I saw jellyfish and I freaked out.
I kind of panicked too.
One bit me in my boob, or I don't know what they do, sting you, touched me. One of the chicks we met, she saw a shark, a baby shark. She said it was like a movie. She panicked, was screaming, like
saying all the Mexican cuss words.
all the Mexican cuss words. She was on her honeymoon. She was like, "Oh God, like on my honeymoon, I'm gonna die." I understand her. I would have probably passed out. So that was, I mean, it was cool
Yeah.
to do, but
That'd be crazy. It's not like one of those things you tell someone like, oh, you gotta do this.
maybe if you did like, there's a different tour. We didn't have enough time.
Nah, there's enough time.
But like you can go deeper or something into the Great Barrier Reef, you probably see more. But then you also have like the chance of seeing a shark. So I don't know if I would take that chance, but yeah. Then we went to Brisbane. Is that where we went, the koalas?
Yeah.
I got to hold a koala, which was the highlight of my trip. I love koalas.
How'd it feel?
It was like not soft. It was a little coarse, but it happened so fast too. Like those people are quick at
Yeah,
doing
it's a
it.
freaking like processing plant.
Like there's a lot of people waiting in line to do this, so they gotta go, and I get it. But give me like 1 more minute. Let me just have this moment. Like it was just like me posing for pictures, pretty much,
Yeah.
and then it was gone. I was like, oh. Okay.
Hamlet.
Same as Hamlet. It was really cute. It was gripping to my boobs. It was cool. I enjoyed it. And then we got to touch all the kangaroos.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was fun.
They're just free ranging out there, like definitely not safe.
Definitely, there's no
I saw
workers there.
not one staff person there. You could have took one home if you wanted to. Like, oh, we got plenty more.
I was like, are we allowed to be
Yeah.
here? We saw a lot of cool animals.
Yeah.
Platypus,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
platypi,
The Tasmanian devils.
mini devil,
That sweet black parrot thing that like
wombats.
that wombat just crashed out.
It was cool.
And that was another quick day because we were just there in and out.
Yeah.
And Airlie Beach, that was the hottest day
Oh, yeah.
ever.
Airlie Beach, you just go to the like little city, little town. Go to
So
like
yeah, it was a tiny little town.
shops and restaurants. And
We
bars.
literally went to the grocery store and stood in the air conditioning for a while.
Grocery store had Wi-Fi and air conditioning, so we were there.
Yeah, that was a spot.
We bought a drink.
Yeah, we supported their cause.
Armando has bought an energy drink everywhere he's been.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to all out across the world. I should have started a vlog with that
Should've.
next time.
It's pretty cool.
Then Newcastle, right? That was the last one before Sydney.
What did we do in Newcastle?
I got a fresh
yeah.
haircut.
So Newcastle, Armando got off the ship early. I did not want to go early, so he went on his own.
Wandered.
I met up with Brianna and Jordan and them, and we just went into town and walked around. Went to a coffee they call it a freedom cruise or something. It started in Canada, and people get on and off the ship like
at every
port, maybe, yeah. So that some people were continuing the cruise and going all around New Zealand. Which I honestly, if we would have known that, I think we would have stayed on the ship.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
But we didn't know that it kept going. And that's another thing about their website. They don't say any of this. I'm serious. They don't say any of this. They don't show you anything. But anyways, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, Spinnaker Lounge.
That's the place to be, boy.
On
You
the
catch us
ship.
there every night.
Every
11
night.
o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, Prism Band was good. And we were just dancing and drinking and hanging out with people.
That was a good time.
Spoken To was another super cool band that we liked.
Oh, yeah. They did a great job.
It was just fun.
Yeah, the whole cruise was fun.
Like every night we just walk around and probably, every night we'd end up at Spinnaker Lounge at least for a little bit.
You gotta check in, see what's going on, keep tabs.
Yeah, like there's like, these old people party hard.
Man, they have serious drinking problems.
They have serious drinking problems.
I would have gotten the unlimited drinking thing if I knew it was gonna be like this. Because, oh man, like literally I might have been hungover every single day, but I would have drunk myself to death.
Yeah, you can get the unlimited, I don't remember what it costs. It's like different costs, but
I'd say like $700.
$700 for
All you can
20
drink.
days or 19 days.
And for myself, that might have been worth it.
It's not. I don't think it's worth it for me because I'd be like had maybe a drink or two a day, maybe.
Yeah. Depends how much alcoholic you are. I would easily knock out 5 a day.
But then we made buddies with some people that had the pass, so they would just get us drinks off their pass.
Yeah. Just meet random strangers like, hey.
Which was cool.
You got unlimited drinks?
Yeah. You can tell on their little card, like they had the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bastards.
I would just look at their card like,
But next time for sure I'd do that. And even just to experience it, just see how much I hate myself. I would not have gone to the gym, I think, any day. I would have been depressed half the time. But I would have got my drink on.
yeah, so these people just drank all day and then danced till like they kicked them out of the club.
Yeah, you drink, eat, and dance.
Drinking and dance all day. It was pretty great.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things, like, I'd highly recommend it to anyone. If you have
Shows are so fun.
Yeah, if you have the time and money, then just do some kind of cruise. It's a cool thing that you can't replicate that experience anywhere else, really. I mean, as far as I know, maybe a resort, an all-inclusive resort, but still, it's
Still,
like,
I feel like they don't have shows and stuff.
yeah,
koalas.
You are? Yes, sir.
Yes, we will. And we got
Give them
binos. We didn't find one. Well, I think I saw one on the way out. I'm like 99% sure it was a koala.
What we saw, what did we see? Freaking
We saw wombats, which were
wombats,
cool.
so cute.
We saw kangaroos and
kangaroo, emu, platypus.
wallabies.
Yeah. And it wasn't like any of these things were like crazy to see because you can see them at any zoo, but it's just cool to see them out there.
Like in their home.
Yeah, doing their thing. And it wasn't like they're doing anything crazy. Like it's just like the platypus was literally just swimming.
But you don't see a platypus often.
Yeah.
It was cool. And to see the wombat were so cute.
So cute.
They were like giant hamsters.
I just feel like that's one of those tours like people could be disappointed, like, oh, I paid all this money for this. But at the end of the day, it's like, no, I mean, it's just cool, like, thing to be out here. It was just cool to be out here.
And the people that were in there were all American.
Yeah.
But our tour, like, how many? There's 9 of us.
Yeah.
And they were all nice.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah. We got to eat Lady Lamingtons. What was it?
Lamingtons.
Lamingtons.
Some kind of bomb. It was like the snowball, like the pink little hostess cakes.
But it's not that.
It was bomb.
It was really good. And coffee was good. Our meal was delicious. Everything was good.
And at what point did we book this? I think we were still in Bangkok, right? Yeah, we were in Bangkok when we booked the actual flight here and like the car rental and all that to New Zealand. You knew, damn, we got to backtrack a little bit. So you didn't even, when I was booking all that stuff, did you even care at all? It was just like, oh, yeah, New Zealand, whatever.
But honestly, I don't care where we go, ever.
You see, what's the thought behind that? Like, what do you think? Like, you just want to see? Is it just like you don't?
I just want to see everything.
Is everything equally unimportant to you, or everything is equally as important to you? Like, if you don't care, then it's like.
I think everything is equally as important.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I don't have, like, a specific place in mind that I want to see, then anywhere I go is cool.
Yeah.
Because I don't have, like, I'm like, oh, you want to go there? Cool, let's go. You want to go here? Okay, cool, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care either way. Like, I'd like to see everything, so just this is one more place that I've seen.
Yeah.
Or experienced or whatever, yeah.
How do you balance that with like being just like to where it gets to a point where it's just like, all right, just not on off the checklist or another notch in the belt to like to really like enjoy the spots? Like, are you doing it just to say that you did it, or just like? No. I'm just wondering. Yeah. Like,
yeah. No, I'm not doing it just to say that I did it because people can care less what I do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like.
Yeah, you're right.
Nobody cares that I went to New Zealand, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, our parents might care.
Yeah.
But it's like I care.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to see like new places and new things, and even this isn't like, I mean, this is beautiful, but it's not something that you're like, oh, I would never see this anywhere else.
Yeah.
This to me reminds me a lot of like Iceland and Ireland.
Yeah.
Like mixed together into one.
There's freaking like literally like every place you turn.
Every place you turn is beautiful. And I knew nothing about New Zealand. Like, you booked this, and I was like cool with whatever you booked. I thought we were going to Tasmania. It's cool with that. Yeah.
Like, just take me somewhere.
Just take me somewhere, and even if I don't know anything about it, like, once I'm here, I'm sure, like, there'll be something like, oh, that was cool that we did that, or I can research something if I'm not having a good time. Or,
yeah.
Like, I'm sure I can research a million things and book 1,000 tours here.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to do that. I've enjoyed just like driving and like, or you driving and like seeing how pretty like every turn is and just hanging out in the car and camping. It's been fun. So I think it's not about like check, been there.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more to see in every place. Like, I feel like you never check one off your list because you haven't seen it all. Does that make sense?
I like that. Right?
I
don't know.
is shut off. And maybe it shouldn't be, because maybe there's something cool that I need to find there.
Yeah.
But I don't even care for it. Like, I don't care to go back. You know?
Yeah.
So it just depends on how you feel about a certain place, I guess.
So now, as we said before at the beginning, driving to New Zealand. Every place is beautiful. Dude. Like the nature is just amazing.
There's cows and sheep everywhere.
Yeah, like you can't.
And llamas.
You can't make this stuff up. Like I always heard, I had friends, like random people tell me how beautiful New Zealand is, and controlled fire.
Let's pause this. So I was saying that, like Brianna said something about like having like the moment of like big moment, like this is what I want to do or something. Like for me, like bigger picture. Besides, I like to travel and see things and whatever.
Go right here.
No. Go straight. Go straight. It's like you're gonna see it off the side of the road. Like at home, I love my job and I love cheer and I felt like everything was good. But then at the same time, like you see, like not talking crap about people, but like you see like your friends and they have like their house and their kids and their careers and they're completely happy and stuff, but then you're like, oh gosh, do I want that? Like, do I just want to, like, it's such like a, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you have all those things and it's great, but that's what you have, that's your life.
Yeah.
And I felt like I don't know if I want that or not yet, or I don't know if ever. But it was like, I want to go see things and do things before. Not like you can't do it if you have children, but it's a lot harder to do it.
Yeah.
And you might not want to do it anymore because like your priorities change, your feelings change, just things change.
Sure, for sure.
So I was like, we don't have anything, we don't have a house, we don't have anything, we're fine. Like, why not do this now? Like, and then when I'm on this trip, I'll know, like, something's gonna happen to where I'll know what I want to do. That never happened. Like, that moment never happened, like, when I'm like, oh, this is for sure what I want to do. It's more like,
well, maybe this is what I want to do.
but then at the same time, like, I've had so much fun and I've enjoyed doing it with you, and like we've survived it together, like where we don't like hate each other, or
Speak for yourself.
I don't know if you hate me, but I think like it's been more fun than not fun.
Yeah.
That it's like even a thought in my mind, like, can we do this forever? Can we just figure something out to where we can just travel and work? And I know it's possible, but it's like making that happen is like a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Like you have to find what job you can do that in, and so I think for me, like, that's something I've learned and would like to pursue. Like when I get home, like find something where I can work from a computer so I can do this again and again and again. So
Yeah, it's a hard.
I mean, but it's also like we both have to feel the same.
Yeah.
Because then it's not gonna work.
Yeah. It's a hard balance, like for anyone, like trying to find. It's so typical of today, but I mean, just trying to find something you enjoy doing.
Dude, stop! We're going the wrong way.
Damn, Rosella.
But look, is this the road we came from?
Going further, like straight up.
So why is it telling us to turn around? Turn around, babe. Sorry. I can't talk and do this. Oh wait, do you want to go to this gas station?
I just want to go to where we're going.
Okay,
You
turn
said it was
around.
close. To the campsite or whatever.
Yeah, we just added like 4 minutes to our trip. Not bad. Man.
Where we're at?
Wait. See, it's being weird. That's not letting you turn again. See, this is not me. This is this thing.
I'm sure it'll correct right now.
There, correct it.
Yeah. So I already had a turn.
There. We're gonna turn 4.1 kilometers. Well, now we're going the other way, so I don't know if there's gas stations. Oh, there's a million gas stations. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
do, but
I think they do, but it'd be hard to admit it.
Yeah, like how do you even come to terms with that to yourself, let alone to other people?
Yeah, I don't know. Because I didn't feel like, what have I done with my life? I mean, I'm not 60 years old, but I've enjoyed my jobs I've had and the people I've met and the things that I've done. Like, it's been great.
Yeah.
But can I do it for the rest of my life? And maybe that's just me, like, thinking, like, I know people have jobs forever. Like, you pick a career and you do that.
Yeah.
But how? How can you pick one thing to do forever? I don't know if that's just my personality, but...
Maybe. I mean, a lot of it, like, I think for me, for myself, like, I can see myself...
You're gonna turn left soon.
Like, I can see myself working at UCSD forever.
But did you like it?
Yeah.
Did you love it?
Even more than that, like, it's not even about that I love the job or anything like that, but it put me in such a comfortable spot.
That's the thing, we're all comfortable, like, and then you stay there. But do you even enjoy it?
No, but I gotta finish that, like, such a comfortable spot outside of that. Like, it allowed me to do everything flag football wise I wanted to. It gave me the money, the time, the scheduling, the workout facilities, the transit, everything. Like, all that was so good.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like you balance that. Like, even though the job itself isn't something that's like, oh my gosh, like, I love to do this day in, day out.
You weigh it out to, like, okay, I get all this.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's why I said it's just a juggling act that everybody has to do, find their balance.
Yeah.
And same thing, I mean, I feel like I was super, super happy where I was at right now in life. Like, coming over here and screw it up.
It did, it just, like, screwed shit up, because now you're like, oh.
Yeah, it makes you think about it more, which is good.
Yeah.
It's good and bad.
So I don't know if maybe we'll get home and go back to our old stuff and be completely happy, or if it's still, like, bugging us, like, oh, I'd really like to keep traveling and working from home or the road or whatever.
What are some of the things you miss most about home in the past 6 months?
The baby. My family, for sure.
Yeah.
My family and friends and people. I mean, food, but I've had great food too, so I think mostly family and friends. And, like, I enjoy being uncomfortable, but to a certain point you're just like, oh, I just want to be home where I know things, like everything's normal, like driving on the correct side of the road, or like, what does this mean? What am I supposed to do here? How much money is this actually? How much am I actually paying? I don't know what I'm paying.
Yeah.
Just silly things like that you're just like, oh, this is home. My shower.
Yeah, it's like the little stresses that you need to think about, but it's like, they all just like pile up and wear on you.
Yeah.
I think for me, like the biggest thing, or not the biggest thing, but a huge thing was like the flag football community, all that.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to Batas yesterday, and I told him, I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm missing a great time, but I miss the whole flag football thing, playing and just being around you guys.
Yeah.
And he was like, don't worry, everything is the same, yeah. Enjoy your trip. And that made me feel good. It was something like so silly, like in passing, but I was like, yeah, it's a good point. It's something I
like, you
know.
go back to everything. Like, everything's still going on without you, and everything's still there.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Like the same, like we missed a year or 6 months of it, but you go back and you just jump right in.
Yeah. And it's a weird thing to wrestle with your mind, that, I mean, everybody's lives just go on without you.
I know, I'm like, why are you guys doing fun things without me?
Like, you expect everyone to just put a big pause on life until we get back, so we can, like, pick up where we left off, but that just doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Like, I, like, missed things like Kenna, like, her first birthday, or, like, she's talking now, which is weird. Javian goes to school, like, you know.
I missed 6 months of Kevin's development. I don't know what kind of bandanas he's been wearing.
I know. He might be a daddy by now. I don't know.
How many new tricks he's got. What's his favorite food now? I don't know. They changed so much during these years. Like, you just don't want to miss it.
Oh gosh, shut up. So it'll be exciting once we're home.
For sure.
Babe.
Anything else?
Just travel, people.
What's been we'll finish it with this, like, what's been the highlights
fun.
Yeah,
Like, I
same
didn't want to
here.
get out of the water. Disneyland, for sure. That's one thing that I do want to check off. Go to every Disneyland in the world. What else? The elephants, yes. The baby, just the cutest thing ever. Bangkok, no, don't go there. What else?
You gotta see the sex shows.
No. Lady boys. What else, babe? I mean, a cruise in itself is like a whole
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
highlight. And then here in New Zealand, I think road tripping is fun. Like renting a
Just
car.
in general, yeah, just cruising.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this has helped or like hurt our relationship in any way?
Heard it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
You tell me, but no, I don't think it's hurt anything. I mean, you've yelled at me on this trip more than you've ever yelled at me, and you've only yelled at me twice. So.
Yeah, I've had 2 times on this trip.
And I cried.
Yeah, I felt bad afterwards. I apologize. But it's like, oh man, it's like that thing I was talking about, like those little stresses, like just build up, and you get frustrated with the other individual.
Explode.
Yeah, like you're literally with this person 24/7.
24/7, yeah.
All day, every day. It's like the only alone time I really had was like the time on the cruise.
Book hostel. We each got our own
Yeah.
nook.
But besides that, it's like you spend all day and all night
Yeah.
with the other person. So yeah, a couple of times.
I think just I learned stuff about you that I didn't really know before. And just like silly stuff. Like you are the slowest person in the world to like get in and out of a car.
I'm very thoughtful.
I don't understand getting out of the car. Just random things like that.
I have to account for everything.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, it's made me learn things about you,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's hurt or anything.
Do you think, as far as like on the positive side, do you think it's like helped us like working out these things, or me getting angry at you, or
We're gonna be there like right now.
straight?
Yeah, go straight. Where it says no exit.
Oh, that seems promising.
Wait, what did you ask me?
Do you think like these travels, like maybe not even be for us, but like we talked to Jordan Brand about it, like do you think it'd help out a relationship, whether it was like a new relationship like theirs or like ours, like after so many years, like to take on like a big mission like this?
Oh yeah, I think so. I just think you get away from everyone and everything you know. So then it's really just like you guys, like us two. Like there's nobody else for us to talk to at times,
Yeah.
most of the time. So it just kind of forces you. And then, I mean, you have all these experiences, good or bad, like funny things that you'll remember. And it's only like something me and you will understand.
Yeah, the stupidest thing.
Like we
Nobody
can
else will find
explain this
funny.
whole podcast to everybody, and they're
Yeah,
still
you
clueless
won't,
about
yeah,
it
yeah.
because they're not here, you know?
Yeah,
So it's something it's like a me and you thing.
yeah, that's true. So we're about to get to a shady campsite.
Well, I don't really know if this is the campsite.
Well, we're about to get somewhere.
It looks like a beach.
So on that note, I've been wanting to do this for a while. The whole travel wrap up, 6 months worth. I mean, we covered a lot of it. I mean, there's sure a lot that we missed. Huh? No camping.
But we're here. Look, we're like in the middle of the ocean.
And there's a lot we covered. There's a lot we left out. But I mean, I don't know. We still got a lot to go on. A lot of life, a lot of random things to do. So we'll see where the next episode leads us.
Yep.
Bye, guys. We're about to drive off a cliff.
Stop.